Yo, 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 we are back. 2019. Goodfellas. It's your boy Dougie. To my right, A Will. To the left, 5. What's cracking?
What's going on, man?
Hey, we back, baby.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Feels good to be back.
Christmas, Kwanzaa. What else we missed?
Hanukkah.
Hanukkah. Whatever you're celebrating, celebrate responsibly.
Before we get started,
Yeah.
let's happy belated to you, brother.
Oh, you know,
Yeah, happy
25
birthday,
again.
Again.
What? 20 what?
Again.
I'm 25 again.
He said again.
Again.
This boy's a thot.
Enjoy Magic Johnson.
I'm 25 for the 7th time.
Enjoy your Magic Johnson.
25 for the 7th time.
Come on, man. Be
Yeah.
Magic, okay?
Come
Be
on.
better than Magic, guys.
Be better than me, all right, man.
Much better than Magic.
Certain aspects I got to be, you feel me?
Not in the pockets, though.
You know what I'm saying?
Pockets.
We got a lot to talk about, man.
Man, been a while.
It's been a while.
Ooh, 2 weeks? Over 2 weeks?
Over a couple weeks, man. It's been over a couple weeks. We got the NFL playoffs. We got some basketball to talk about. We got a lot. But first, like y'all see us, we are boom. You know, move in silence. Shout out to the boy Booth, aka Slim Noddy,
Slim Noddy.
who is behind the scenes right now.
Behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes. Let him say something, Danny.
Yo.
Oh, there we go. There we go. That's all you need. Yeah, we rocking his gear right now. Be on the lookout for the Goodfellas merch coming very soon. We just gonna kick it off.
Before you kick it off, though, make sure you go Move in Silence, man. Make sure you check out the Instagram page for the boy Slim Noddy. Go get he got his gear up there too as well, man. Go check it out.
Hit the follow button, and hopefully nobody followed Cody Parker to the crib after a tough. You know what? I don't even know if I want to talk about it. That was a bad loss. I'm still upset. I still can't listen to Meek. You know what I'm saying?
They played Finito on y'all.
In your locker room.
In y'all locker room.
I mean, I wasn't there.
In
I
your
couldn't do nothing
stadium.
about it, bro. I wasn't there. I couldn't do nothing about
With
it.
the
Hey,
Kodak.
they put
with
the coach had a chain on.
and they had the Kodak black mask on.
Ooh.
I hope so.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how pissed was you when that kick was blocked?
On a scale of 1 to 10?
Yeah, 1 to 10.
Dude, there's no number, bro.
There's no number.
There's no number, bro. At first, nobody knew it was blocked at first.
Okay.
So we thought he hitting the uprights again. This is just what he do.
Mm-hmm.
But after further review, it was a block. So I'm not even mad at Cody. And I feel like if you're a Bears fan, you can't be mad at him because if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have been in the game. And then that block changed the whole trajectory of the kick because the kick looked like it was going to be on target.
It looked just like the first kick. Actually,
Exactly.
Before the timeout, it
But-
actually did.
And then for it to come down to that when our bread and butter is our defense and we give up a touchdown to Golden Tate on 4th and 2, former Lion.
I don't think you can blame the defense on that. The defense has given up on average 17 points a game.
Yeah.
The Eagles only scored 16. The defense did what they were supposed to do. Yes, you want your defense to step up and stop them in that moment, but they gave up 16 points. If you would have told me the Eagles scored 16 points and beat the Bears, I would have called you a lie, right? Like, I even picked the Bears to win the game. That was hard for me to do. But I think the issue, I'm going to just be honest, it was play calling. It was offense. You've been saying it all year, right? They play calling is bad. I think Tariq Cohen only had 1 carry. Jordan Howard had, 3 carries? Like, your running backs get 4 carries. They never attacked. When they attacked Philly downfield, that's when they were actually moving the ball. That's when they actually scored a touchdown. And I called it on their first drive. When I was watching the game, I called it on their first drive in the 3rd quarter. And I said, they need to take a shot downfield. Just to loosen Mitch up, just to loosen up the Eagles defense, you got to take a shot. And when they took a shot, guess what? They scored with ease. And then they came back, after they got the lead, they came back and they go back to being cute with the ball. I think they handed it off one time, tried to do something else. It's the offense. I'm going to put it on offense. As good as a game as Mitch Trubisky played, I'm still going to put it on offense.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that. Howard had 10 carries. Cohen had 1.
Yeah. That's 11 carries.
Yeah, I mean, no, you're right.
60 minutes of football, 11 carries.
You're right. That you can't, not in the playoffs, not in January. You got to run the ball.
I'm gonna go back to the defense.
I'm-
I am gonna go back to the defense. They not only give up the touchdown, but they gave up a quick touchdown too with that. That was a very easy touchdown. The last touchdown.
It was 4th and goal.
No, I mean just the entire drive. The entire drive. They moved the ball pretty easily. It was maybe a 3-minute drive. They got the ball with like 4:45 to go.
Okay.
Left in the game. Probably scored with like about 2 minutes to go.
No, it was a
like
minute. It was like a minute 11.
Minute 11.
Yeah.
That's some change.
So they scored about 3 minutes. I mean, it was a 3-minute drive. They were moving the ball really easy, sitting back. But to me, when your defense is your calling,
Are you watching the best of?
when your defense is your calling, and you have one down to secure the game,
You gotta make that stop.
you gotta make that stop. You gotta make that stop. After, and me and Dougie was talking about it a little bit. Mac didn't have a great game.
No, but Peters. So let's give Jason Peters some credit because he actually neutralized Mac.
Absolutely.
And I when I was watching the game, I even said Mac needs to be on the side opposite of Peters, right? But then when the Bears did that, what did the Eagles do? They started attacking the side that Mac wasn't on.
Yeah, of course.
So I wouldn't say Mac didn't have an effect on the game. He didn't have it where you felt it. He had an effect where it affected the Eagles' play calling and made them do certain things that they probably weren't accustomed to doing. But that's where everybody else around Mac has to step up. Like that's where you need your Danny Trevathan, your Roquan Smith. You need Fuller to step up.
I think Hicks and Floyd did step up. I think they did at least the line. At
Yeah,
least on the line.
Bears
The
had
line
one
stepped up.
sack.
The line stepped up.
One sack.
They did a decent job on the run. Hicks played really good.
I mean,
Like I
said,
it was a defensive game though. That's my thing.
It was.
Like it was a defensive game, and one down with the game on the line for your defense to make a stand and steal the game, and they couldn't get it done.
even before that, man, like the drive when the Eagles scored before that, when we had it was third and long, and we committed that penalty that gave them another
Amos with the
personal foul.
Yeah.
They went and scored on that drive.
Yeah, but when they scored on that drive, they only had 10 players on the field when they scored the touchdown.
But I'm saying you can't if he third and long like that, you gotta get off the field, bro.
That's another.
You gotta get off the field, bro. We got a Marvel movie going on here.
We got something happening.
Got a Marvel movie going, but no, if it's third and long like that, like you gotta get off the field.
Yeah.
Like you can't sit there and commit a personal foul, and then they score a touchdown on that drive. So even though the defense, like you said, they don't give up more than 17 points. The Eagles had 16. They shouldn't have had those 16.
So I agree with what y'all are saying as far as the defense is concerned, right? But I'm gonna give the defense a little credit. They gave the Bears the ball twice. They turned the Eagles over twice in the first half. You have to score a touchdown. Like those are momentum swings. Like when the Eagles drive down the field, look like they're about to score a touchdown, and you pick the ball off in the end zone, and you come back down and you only get a field goal or you don't even score at all, that's a stalemate. You have to take advantage of those moments, and that's why I'm saying I'm going with the offense, and I'm narrowing in on the play call. Take a shot down the field. I know Mitch got hurt early, but like as a coach came out and said, if you're going to play, I'm giving you the whole playbook. So give him the playbook. Let the man take a shot downfield. The Eagles secondary, they had, 3 new players in the secondary?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of Malcolm, take a shot. Take a shot. The Eagles was jumping routes. When they did a double move, it worked.
Robinson he came to play. He
Absolutely.
got his money's worth with him. He came to play.
Yeah.
That's play on the offense.
Man.
But that's what I'm saying. You
Gotta
gotta
run the
take
ball.
those shots. You not only run the ball, but you gotta take those shots down the field to loosen the defense up. You have to.
So, now that my Bears club dub is under renovation,
New owners.
we can't blame, like I said, we can't blame Parker anymore. But I don't even want to talk about the Bears.
Oh, we could blame Parker.
For
Yeah,
what?
come on, man.
For this game?
I won't blame him.
Yeah, what you gonna blame
I
him
don't
for?
want anybody
For getting
to
a
blame him.
What does he do to stop from getting his field goal blocked?
I mean, he hit 3 field goals.
He hit 3 field goals.
Man.
He was the reason they was in the game too. He could have missed those. It's Parky. I mean, he could have missed those.
But Robbie Gould is a free agent.
Oh, they not cutting Parker. They not cutting. They not.
I think I
He's
was
gonna
telling
cost.
Friday.
He's gonna cost $5 million towards your books.
I don't think, yeah. And especially with that field goal being blocked now, official in the stat sheet,
They not cutting.
they not gonna cut him. I still don't think they're
They
gonna
not
cut him.
cutting.
They should. He missed 10 field goals.
So you gonna give? Well, he missed 7 field goals, 3 extra points.
That's 10 field goals.
Well, you know.
It's too much.
But my thing is, do you cut a kicker? He's gonna cost you $5 million if you cut, and then you sign another kicker for what? You're going to sign another kicker for at least $3 or $4 million.
If they're serious about winning. I mean, if they're serious about winning,
That's tough, man.
If they're really serious
That's
about
tough,
winning,
man.
I mean,
You want to commit $8 to $9 million on the kicker?
your window in the NFL is very small.
Absolutely.
For everybody outside of the Patriots, your window is very small to win. They have to take advantage of it now while they can, because you just never know.
But the
guys
Bears
can move, guys get injured, and you have to take advantage of it now. So if they're really serious about winning, they have to get a stable kicker in there. They really do.
Even though he showed up in the playoffs?
I mean, me and you were talking about.
Yeah.
We were talking about this the other day. Like, if he doesn't miss some of those field goals in the regular season,
Yeah.
the Bears are not even playing last week.
Wow.
I mean, the Bears are not even playing last week. You know, they could possibly have gotten a bye. So, I mean, I'm not putting that on him, but at the same time, if they have a stable kicker, like, that doesn't happen.
But okay, so let's go. He missed 4 kicks versus Detroit.
He missed so many kicks, bro.
Did they lose that game against Detroit?
No.
Okay, so they won that. So we can't blame that on them. They won that. I know he missed a kick in Miami. They lost that. So that's one.
a game they gotta win. That's a game they gotta win.
Coleman also fumbled that game too, though.
He did.
He fumbled with the
Howard fumbled too that game, didn't he?
Yeah, so
They
you
both
really
did.
can't put it all on.
But I
one
mean,
guy.
he had the opportunity to hit the game winner.
Yeah.
So
He good with it, too.
you won and one. So you 1-1, and that's what 5 kicks right there that he missed. So where's the other 5? What game
Did he miss against the
other
Giants?
5?
I feel like he did.
But they won that game. No, they lost.
They lost that game.
They lost.
They
It's another game they should have won.
Out of the 4 games, we lost to the Patriots, we lost to the Packers, we lost to the Giants, we lost to the Dolphins.
That's
Okay.
those 2 games they should have won.
So the Giants. So you're saying the Giants and the Dolphins, he missed kicks. And those are 2 games they should have won.
Absolutely. That puts them at what, 12 wins?
No,
I
they're
put him at
14.
14.
14 and 2.
That's a
14
bye.
and 2.
Nah,
Is that a
yeah.
bye?
Yeah, that's a bye.
Yeah, that
That's
would
a
have been a
bye.
bye.
That's
a
a
bye.
bye. That's a bye.
No, you got a point. All right.
So, I mean,
Play calling
I
has
don't
something
know.
to do with
If
some of
you-
those losses too, though.
if you-
Absolutely.
yeah, I mean, of course. I mean, the ball security, obviously. I mean, Howard fumbled at the 1-yard line.
Don't no. Can we move on, please? Like, can we? Like, I'm not going. I'm going back.
And the Bears exceeded expectations.
They did. They did.
They exceeded
They
expectations.
should exceed a little bit more.
And we got
They should've won
jinxed
that
when
game.
Buddy said we was going to the Super Bowl.
Who? Lewis Riddick?
Got jinxed.
Cut it out,
We
man.
got jinxed.
Lewis was on y'all train the whole year.
No, I'm saying he jinxed us though by just saying that though.
But he been calling that.
That's what I'm saying. But the focus on that, man. Just think it. Don't say it. Bet he gonna say it next year.
If he feels that way, I bet he will.
I ain't gonna say it, man.
Okay.
I ain't gonna say it, man. But the games that we got coming up. So this week we got the Cowboys
And the Rams.
and the Rams, and we got the Colts and
My-
the Chiefs.
My Indianapolis Colts,
We shipped this man.
who took care of business. Took care of business
Just
last
for the
week.
week.
Took care of business.
No,
last
they
week.
did.
On the road.
Definitely took care of
They
business.
did. I
Handily
got
too.
I got a hot take on that game.
Handily
I'm
too.
gonna say-
Impressive.
I'm gonna say mine.
And then we got the Patriots and the Chargers,
It's gonna be a good one.
and we got the Eagles, we got the Saints. We got some great games coming up.
Yes. Sir.
So who y'all got, man? Talk to me. Who y'all got winning? Who y'all got in the AFC Championship? For Championship Sunday, man, who y'all got?
I'm gonna go Colts, Pats, and I'm gonna go Rams, Saints. The rematch that everybody wants to see.
Let me see.
Well, I'm going to go Cowboys,
Mm-hmm.
Saints, and I'm going Colts versus the Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
That's my hot take. The Colts will beat the Kansas City Chiefs. Yes.
This is good. I'm picking the Eagles to win in New Orleans.
Can you give me a reason why, please?
Dude, they got something on their side, man. Like,
Luck gotta run out.
they ain't win though. It might not be next week.
I will say this.
It might not be next week. I think that
The Saints have been playing bad football down the stretch of the season right now. So sometimes you got to carry some good momentum into the playoffs to keep winning ball games. So I will give you that.
you know, I know it's not a popular pick, but I do think that's where I'm going with. I'm going with the Eagles.
Would you put your Vegas money on it?
Would I put my Vegas money on it?
Yeah.
We ain't in Vegas. I don't know. I don't know. I got the Patriots beating the Chargers.
Okay.
I got the Cowboys beating the Rams. I think Goff throws like 3 picks. Cowboys defense has been playing really good.
On the road? In LA?
In LA, I think. Yeah.
Cowboys travel well in LA. Well, they show up well in LA.
With YG on the sidelines?
Oh, come on, man.
Got an all-white range. And then I'm taking, man,
Just go ahead and say it, man.
I'm going to go with the Chiefs. I'm going to go with the Chiefs.
You're going with your homeboy.
I'm going to go with the Chiefs. I'm going to go with the MVP.
Soon to be.
Oh,
yeah.
Soon to be.
Oh, wait. Y'all told me he was going to break that record like
No.
7 episodes ago?
No, we told you that he
Y'all
was
told
going
me
to
he
play
was
the
gonna break
last
the
week. We said he was on pace.
He was on pace.
No, y'all told me he was going to break it.
He's only one of
It's
he's
cool.
one
It's
of
cool.
3 quarterbacks that throw for 50 touchdowns.
That's cool, but I told y'all he wasn't
You
breaking the
told us
record.
Drew Brees was going to be
Oh,
MVP.
he is. I still stand by that.
Nah,
Okay.
it's done. It's over with. It's over with.
Okay.
It's over
That
with.
won't even be close.
That won't even be close no
It
more.
won't even be
He
close.
didn't even play the last game of the season, did he?
What does that mean? He didn't need to.
It won't even be close though.
He didn't need to.
It's not.
It won't be close.
It's
They
not.
had
It's
the
not
one
gonna be
seed
close.
wrapped up. You wanted to roll him out there?
No, it's not going to be close.
It won't be close.
Oh, okay.
The vote is not going to be close.
Oh, okay.
No.
no.
You really think that he's still going to win MVP?
You want me to change my mind?
No, you don't have to change your mind.
You should.
You should, yeah. We give you the chance. Like,
You should.
Mahomes is going to win the MVP.
He's gonna win.
Yeah, y'all told me he was going to throw 56 touchdowns, too.
It's not even
Y'all
close.
told me that. That's what y'all told me.
We also tell you he's going to win MVP.
Oh, okay. All right. I just want to remember what y'all told me. Y'all told me he was going to throw 56 touchdowns. He was going to break the record. He was going to...
We said he was on pace.
No,
We said he
y'all
had a
said he
good
was gonna
chance.
do it.
We
Y'all
said
told me
he had a good chance.
It's cool. Y'all was wrong. I get it.
Still joining one of 3 quarterbacks go throw
50 touchdowns. Are you going to get a man credit?
And,
I gave him credit all year.
And who's the company he's in?
Oh, my God.
Your homeboy,
Yep.
Tom Brady. And the best
Nah,
quarterback
nah,
of all time,
nah.
Peyton Manning.
What the is wrong
What'd
with
you say?
you? Hey, man, can we get this Hennessy off the table now? Because clearly he has lost his mind. If you think, you know what, not today. Let's go.
Like, he's in the company of 2 of
Elites.
the greatest quarterbacks ever play. Absolutely.
Soon to be MVP.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But
That
why,
game's going to be close.
why are you picking the Chiefs?
I need to hear this.
Why?
Simply because they're at home. They're at home.
Coach just went on the road though.
They did. But because they're at home, I'm rolling with the Chiefs. And I think Mahomes is going to do something special.
I'm never mad at you rolling with the home team.
I'm rolling with the home
I just
team.
think they're going to win.
Obviously. We know.
Without Hunt, I just think they're.
That's my.
I just think.
But I think Mahomes is going to do something special this week. That's just me.
Mahomes can't get down early.
But if they did lose, I wouldn't be surprised. It wouldn't surprise me. But that's what I'm rolling with.
Alright.
Yeah. So moving on, let's talk about a team that did make the playoffs. Steelers. Steel curtains. That's what they call them, right?
They ain't steal no more.
They were watching the jumbotron and got their hearts broken.
Antonio Brown left at halftime. He must have knew something was up.
Man. So it's a lot going on, man. Antonio Brown. He's not gonna be in the Steelers uniform next year.
Not at
Absolutely
all.
not. He will be not even next month.
Look, Big Ben's making comments, and like they're in a state of disarray. What do the Steelers need to do?
They need to break it up. They need to.
Who's the most important piece, though?
None of them. None of them.
They gonna keep Ben though.
I disagree with none of them. I don't hate to say this, so I'm not even gonna say that. Big Ben got to go, man.
Where you gonna go?
I don't know. I don't care. Like, every year he's always flirting with retirement. Like, he threw Le'Veon under the bus, saying he was a distraction. Now he's saying he can't remember what happened in practice. He takes shots at Antonio Brown all the time. Like, Big Ben is probably one of the worst leaders that we've seen in sports, and we don't need, like, we're not paying attention to it. We're not seeing it right. Yeah, we let him get away with it. Like, we're not seeing it writing on the wall. Like, Big Ben will have a bad game, and everybody will forgive it, and he'll turn around the next week and have a good game. But, you know, like, if Antonio Brown is saying, like, you know, if I had 10 catches, like, or X amount of targets like somebody, maybe we win a game, and Big Ben is, you know, he goes on a radio show and disses him about that. Like, let's just call a spade. Like, Big Ben is old. He didn't even want to help groom the rookie quarterback that they just drafted. Like, come on, man. He's bitter. Get rid of him.
But that's why I say none of them. Big Ben's old. It's over with. And then you got two other guys that don't want to be there.
I don't think they don't want to be there.
They don't want to be there.
Maybe they don't want to play with Ben.
They don't want to be there. They don't want to be there.
What if they don't want to play with Ben?
They don't want to be there. They don't want to be there.
So let me ask you this question. If you're the owner and you have a sit down with Le'Veon, and Le'Veon says, I will re-sign if you cut Big Ben, you would rather Le'Veon walk out the door and trade Antonio Brown for a, 30-some-year-old Big Ben, rather than keeping arguably the best running back and receiver in the game and finding a new quarterback?
First of all, I don't want my players coming up to my office trying to make ultimatums anyway. Like, it's not.
GM Finkle.
I don't want to hear that. Like, I don't want to hear that. Like,
there's the door.
Like, sometimes, yeah. I mean, sometimes you have to just. Sometimes you're gonna have to take some punches. You can't always work with people you like.
Right.
And you still have to. A lot of people still have to work with those people. Like, and it should be no different in the sports world. Like,
I got you.
Even when you're in college, like all your teammates. I mean, there might be a teammate or two that you didn't like, but when you're on that scholarship, you can't just be like, "Hey, take your scholarship away," or I'm going to transfer to the coach. Like, nobody wants to hear that. It should be the same way in pro sports. And I'm not saying that they shouldn't listen to it and shouldn't listen to the actual concerns and the actual reasons why.
Mm-hmm.
But at this point, you got a guy that just sat out the entire year. Yeah. I don't even want him on my team, first of all. And then you got another guy who's just completely given up on the team at the end of the year.
I don't think he gave up. I'm telling you.
He had enough. He had enough, and you can tell. You could tell he had enough. It was through the media.
Yeah.
It was through the media. Like, it was on the sidelines during games. Like, this is like, you can't do stuff like that.
Public.
Yeah, you can't do that. If you're gonna do stuff like that, do it behind the scenes.
To your point though, I think it might be more AB not wanting to play with Ben than Le'Veon, because Le'Veon sat out the entire year because of the front office was stupid enough not to pay him his money. So I don't think that was because of Ben. But Antonio Brown, I mean, he's as good as gone. But I think, like, we're in a quarterback league. Like, they're not getting rid of Ben. Ben is gonna have to retire, whether he's right, wrong, or indifferent. Like, he's gonna be there.
They should force him to retire.
Like, that's what I'm saying.
They should go with the rookie, name the rookie starter, and say, hey, we're going with this guy. And I mean, I know that they don't want to do that because they are the franchise of loyalty.
Yeah.
So they probably won't do it, but they need to. They need to say, hey, we're going with the rookie. We're grooming our young guy. Either you're in, you're out.
He just need to hang it up, man.
Does Tomlin get any?
And they did that to Brett Favre for a couple
years.
Yeah,
he lost the locker room as a coach. Yes.
Well, he's never had the locker room.
Man, even worse. Like,
he never had the locker room. That locker room's been like this for about 3 years now.
Gone.
But they are the franchise of loyalty, and
which I'm not mad at.
It's going to take a lot for them to just move on from him.
I'm not mad at a franchise being loyal to players and coaches, you know. But I will say there is a line that you have to draw, right? And we expect a certain level of respect, I'll say, in a sense, right? Because, and I just think it starts. Y'all say it's a quarterback-driven league. It starts with the head. It starts with the quarterback. If the quarterback is taking shots, if the quarterback is telling you, I'm not helping this guy, I'm not doing this, like you said, force him to retire. Say we're going with the young guy.
God
I'm gonna and that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna show. If I was ownership, I would show Big Ben like we're not trading AB. We're going to re-sign Le'Veon. We're gonna make it tough for you to want to come to work every day. If you got a problem with these two, if you feel like they're the reason we're not in the playoffs right now, oh okay. Well, tell us next year show us next year how you truly feel. I'm gonna make you swallow my pride before I get rid of arguably again the best two at their position.
I agree.
Maybe you should apply for that job.
I don't want that, because Ben will be gone, man.
Man,
He'll be gone, man.
Maybe you should do it to get rid of him, because I don't see them getting rid of him.
He gone.
To be honest with you, football they show some of the most loyalty in football that I've seen.
Who, the
you'll
Steelers?
see no, just period. Just football, period. I mean, Marvin Lewis. Like, he should have been gone. I mean, he's gone now, but he should have been gone.
But Marvin Lewis took the Bengals from being a laughingstock to they were consistently in the playoffs. Now they weren't winning in the playoffs, but they were getting to the playoffs.
Yeah, that was too long. They should have moved on from him a long time ago. I think everybody's moved.
Where does AB end up?
Well,
What do you get for him?
Yeah, I mean,
The house?
I mean, you want the house, but really,
You
I mean,
want
if
the
he,
house.
you don't want him sitting. If he sits out, I mean, what do you really do? Like, what do you do? I wonder if he takes a Le'Veon approach and sits out.
You saying sit out with the Steelers or sit out where you
Sit
go?
out with the Steelers.
I think they're going to trade him.
No, but I'm saying, what are you asking for in return? Like Amari Cooper just got traded for a first rounder. Golden Tate got traded for a third round pick. I mean,
none of those wide receivers are even.
That's what I'm saying. AB is definitely better.
I mean, you're gonna ask for the house, but you're not gonna get it though. You don't have any leverage.
And that's what I'm saying. So where do you settle? Like where's your settle point?
That's a tough. I mean, you gotta see what's out there first. You gotta see what teams are offering first. I would have to hear what somebody is offering. Like, are they offering 2-3 first round picks in the player, or are they offering just?
It's going to have to be a player included.
Two first round picks in the player. Like you gotta see what's out there first. I gotta hear something. I gotta hear somebody say, "Hey, this is what we're offering you all." Either they're probably gonna decline in the first because they want to see if they can get more,
Right?
And they should push for more. But I mean,
What if he ended up on the Patriots?
no way. No way to change the Patriots.
Hey,
Steelers are never doing the Patriots a favor.
What if he ended up with Tom Brady?
If they ship him off, they're gonna ship him off to somebody awful.
If they ship them off, they send them to the NFC.
In the NFC,
Don't send him anywhere to the NFC North unless he coming to Chicago. I don't want to see
I don't
him.
know. Do the Bears got anything they can do?
I'm just saying. I'm just talking as don't send him to our division.
I know y'all hate to hear this, but
Aaron Rodgers.
I can definitely see
No,
the Packers.
no.
I can definitely see the Packers.
Definitely not. We're gonna move on.
I could see that happen.
Same.
The Packers was close to getting Khalil.
Oh,
Saints.
that's where we going with this.
We just being honest, man.
The
Listen,
Saints.
it's
I can see
okay.
them with the Saints.
Oh,
Nah, I couldn't see that.
I can see them with the Saints. On top. Better extend some.
I mean, it would be good, but I'm just saying I don't think the Saints had it. The Saints just what they give up for Eli Apple.
I don't know. What about your Colts?
They're not shipping to the AFC.
Nah,
I mean, we'll take them.
You don't think so?
No,
They're
you're not going
shipping them
to
to the AFC. They're not. They don't want to see them. They don't want to play them.
We go to Cleveland.
They definitely not doing that. They're gonna see them two times a year.
No way.
You gonna get the Browns the division?
Hey, man, Steelers been doing stupid stuff all year.
Man.
It wouldn't surprise me if they do something else stupid.
Well, you're right.
But it's that time.
Oh, it's that time.
2019. Go talk.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Will, it's on you, man.
First one
in
in
2019.
That'd be good, man. Make it a good one, man. Let's see what the people got to say, man.
Coming nothing weak, man.
All right, here we go. So I'm gonna take it back.
That was it 70s.
No, I'm not the players. I'm not taking the players back.
Okay.
I'm taking this debate back. I'm taking it back.
What you got?
To the high school days when we were sitting at the kitchen table, hitting the grinding beat. That's what I'm taking it back to.
High school elite?
They ain't updated that since 05, nigga.
No, but this their career stats, right? And this is professional. So I got player 1, player 2. Of course, I'm not giving y'all the names. I'm just gonna roll out the statistics.
What sport?
Yeah.
Football.
All right.
Football. All right. So player 1 was a 12-time Pro Bowler, 3-time All-Pro, 908 total tackles, 3 sacks, 7 forced fumbles, 6 fumble recoveries, 52 INTs, and 4 touchdowns. That's player 1. Player 2, 9-time Pro Bowler, 3-time All-Pro, Defensive Rookie of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year. He had 1,205 total tackles, 20 sacks, 33 forced fumbles, 18 fumble recoveries, 65 interceptions, and 11 touchdowns.
So player one is obviously a cornerback or a safety.
Yeah, them sack numbers.
So I'm gonna give y'all this.
All right.
Before y'all get, they both play the same position, and they both wore the same number.
What?
Same position?
They played the same position, and they wore the same number.
What? What?
Read the second player's stats again.
Player 2, 9-time Pro Bowler, 3-time All-Pro, Defensive Rookie of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, 1,205 tackles, 20 sacks, 33 forced fumbles, 18 fumble recoveries, 65 interceptions, and 11 touchdowns.
Dude, give me player one stats one more time.
Player 1 was a 12-time Pro Bowler,
Right.
3-time All-Pro, 908 total tackles, 3 sacks, 7 forced fumbles,
Couldn't get the
6
quarterback?
fumble recoveries, 52 interceptions, and 4 touchdowns.
Couldn't get to the quarterback?
Tough.
Man, same position.
Same position, and they both wore the same number.
And they both wore the same number.
And they played in the same division.
NFC?
Nope.
AFC.
AFC. They,
You
they
know,
both
I'm
played in the
thinking,
same division.
I'm thinking player one is Air Reed.
Nope.
Just listening to that, I know who I would go with. I ain't gonna say it though. I need to know these players.
52 interceptions?
52 interceptions. And player 2 had 65 interceptions.
Player two
All
numbers
right,
sound better.
all right. Give me the position. Give me another.
They both play corner.
Both play corner.
They both were DBs.
Hold on.
I told you. I'm taking this back. Same position, same number, same division.
Dude, just give me the players, bro.
Go ahead.
Okay, so
Spit 'em out.
player 1. Before I give y'all the players, I'm going to give y'all this last stat about player 2. Player 2 won the Super Bowl.
One of them is Charles Woodson.
They got it.
Player 2 is Charles Woodson.
I knew it.
Player 2 is Charles
Oh,
Woodson.
my Champ Bailey?
Yes, sir.
I knew it.
Sam Bailey.
Champ Bailey and Charles Woodson.
Dude, I don't even need 5 seconds. I am going with Uncle Charles. All right?
Uncle Charles?
I'm going with Charles Woodson. Going with Charles Woodson, man.
All right, I gotta take a look at this.
Dude, like, can you blitz Champ Bailey? Like, can you get a sack? Please. Can you touch the quarterback?
Jesus. Champ had 18 fumble. Charles had 18 fumble recoveries.
18 fumble recoveries.
Dude.
He had 33 forced fumbles.
How many interceptions he had?
How many of them-
65.
How many of them came from Jay Cutler? That's my next question. He got them stats boosted.
Give me Charles.
You
Man.
want Charles? Is that easy?
Champ, my cousin, you know that.
Champ.
That's my cousin. You know,
You
but
get some blood, huh?
I
Oh,
got,
my
man, I gotta go with Charles, man.
Ooh.
I gotta go with Charles. Even though I think Champ was better on the corner.
You think Champ was a better corner than Charles?
A little bit. I just think Charles was just a playmaker, man.
Charles was
Charles was a play. He was just a football player. Like he was just a football player. He was way more than just a corner.
way more.
Charles.
He was way more than just a corner.
Charles.
But I think that's what allows me to go. So I'm going with Charles too. I've always went with Charles. But the reason being is, to your point, he's a football player.
Yeah.
Like, and as great as he was as a corner and locking people up, if you sent him off the edge, he was getting there.
Oh, yeah.
He was getting there.
Oh.
And when he got there, he probably was going to strip, sack, fumble. Let me get this.
How many sacks did Champ Bailey have, man? Was it 6?
I think so.
How many sacks did he have?
Yeah, 5?
3 sacks.
3 sacks.
Man,
Charles had 20. And Charles was able to, like, his ability to go, when he got traded from Oakland, when he went to Green Bay, he was able to play free safety. A lot of people don't know that. He played safety. And he won Defensive Player of the Year in 2009.
And he got a famous quote.
That was 11. That
Same
was
old
11
Jay.
year in the league. He was 33 years old.
And won Defensive Player of the Year.
That's incredible, actually. That's incredible.
Same old Jay. You gonna throw it to you. You gonna throw it right to you.
Whew. Yeah. Give me
Give me Charles.
Give me Charles, man.
Give me Charles.
He was a beast. He was a different beast.
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
What Kobe say? He's the same beast and a different animal. What he say? What does that mean?
What does that mean?
What does that mean, Kobe Bryant?
You're welcome.
Yeah, that was Charles Woodson.
That was Charles Woodson.
That was Charles Woodson.
Yeah, I'm going with Charles.
I'm going with Charles.
I'm going with Charles on
Give
that.
me Woodson. Give me Woodson.
Good way to kick it off, though.
That was a good one. That was a good
A
one.
good way to kick it
That was
off.
a good one. That was a good one.
Because if it wasn't them, like, it was some sack numbers, bro. And then the tackles. I'm like,
Shit, the numbers just impressed me.
The numbers are low.
man, I'm like,
I feel got it today.
player 2 stats are a little inflated. Good lord. What do you say? These numbers look good. These numbers look
And
good.
he did that in Oakland.
Oh,
They had nobody.
Yeah.
They had nobody in Oakland.
Man, you go to lead Oakland and you go to the NFC North.
We ain't even talking about college too.
Oh, it's not
come
even.
on.
It's not even.
Cut it out. Cut it out.
We ain't even talking about college.
Don't.
Come on, man.
That's
We ain't
self-explanatory.
even talking about college. We just talking about
He
just
won a
football.
Heisman off a punt return.
Come on, man.
One punt return against Ohio State.
Come on, man. He was that good.
It was that
He
good.
was that good. Yeah. I would definitely go with Charles.
Speaking of good, you know who else has been that good over the last, couple weeks?
A week and a half, 2 weeks.
And a half, 2 weeks? The Beard. Talking basketball, Harden. You get all the calls, but now
Jesus.
he's been making like crazy shots, man. Since CP3 went out, man. I don't know what type of gear he tapped into, but man,
He must have heard the podcast. I heard you say they weren't gonna make a play.
man.
When you got the ball in your damn hands.
20 seconds out of the shot
I
clock.
mean, god damn.
I mean,
I want to see how many dribbles he had the last week and a half.
okay.
You know what though? I will say this. I watched 2 games.
Mhm.
I didn't watch all the games. I normally I do watch more Rocket basketball, but I haven't really. But the last 2 games, he really been getting to it too. The dribbles have kind of been shortened a little bit, like, and I think that has something to do with Chris Paul not being on the floor too, because Chris Paul is just dribble it. So he really don't have time to do that now with Chris Paul not being there. But I think he just been getting to it.
and they winning.
Yeah, they've been winning.
They've been beating some of everybody.
And Eric Gordon been out too.
Oh,
Yeah,
we
That's
mentioned
real
that.
under the radar. That's real under the radar. Eric Gordon been out too. So they've been without CP3 and Eric Gordon, and they
So-
still been winning.
So do you think Harden is making decisions faster because both of them are out and he knows to expect a double team at some point in time?
Well, I watched the game yesterday. The Nuggets are doing what you're supposed to do. Just get the ball out of his hands. Just get the
Yeah.
ball out of his hands. And then
But
they
he still had what, like 30 something?
They stopped doing it in the second half.
Oh.
And then he just went crazy.
Yeah,
and it's don't take much for him.
I don't understand, especially without CP3 and Gordon, how you allow this man just double him, like just double. Just
I hate how the Warriors guard him though. The Warriors guard him the worst. Like
So they switch everything?
they switch everything. They leave 1-on-1. They don't help. Like they refuse to help. Like and they just try their hardest not to foul him and not have him live at the line. But it's hard. It's hard. When he grabbing your arm on layup
he
drives,
get away with murder.
Oh my God! Oh, Steph tried to do like the little step back.
Back,
I don't know if y'all
back.
saw that.
Yeah,
Steph
it's
tried
all
to- Steph tried to do it and then
Look,
put the
what did he
13
do?
on his chest. He put the 13 on his chest. He's like, hey.
Kyrie did the double step back too. Should have put an 11 up there.
So I mean, he does get away with a lot of stuff. though.
He get away
He
with
do.
murder, man.
He do.
I don't enjoy watching James Harden play basketball like that.
The Warriors game was pretty good though.
That was a great game.
Hey, that shot.
I only caught the 4th in the OT.
That shot he made was incredible.
That shot was.
It was incredible.
Yeah, I mean nothing you can do about that. I mean they played it right too. They doubled.
I thought
him.
he-
They doubled him everything.
The crazy part, I thought he airballed.
And
I thought he airballed.
he told Raj Gold after the game. He said, "Man, I've been shooting that shot all week. I've been shooting that shot all week. That's a shot I take 50 to 100 times a day.
Well, can he do it in May?
Absolutely not.
Nah.
Okay. For those James Harden fans that love it, you know, oh he's on he's done this before. He went on these tears, right? He looks great,
Like,
MVP like.
Same thing, same exact thing last year.
I mean, and then you get to the
Same exact
playoffs.
thing last year. The same time too. Same time.
He gonna give us 40 game one, and then he just gonna.
I mean, when
after
when,
that,
it's,
just
when
gonna
the series
fall
is
down.
2-2 and you need a win, like CP3 was bailing him out last year when they was playing Golden State. Like CP3 was the reason they were winning.
And they got lucky that Iguodala wasn't out there.
I mean, God.
So let me ask this, right? Because even if you go back to last year's playoffs and you just look at the Golden State series, right? When Harden isn't getting fouls called, he gets frustrated and he starts to. I don't want to say necessarily say he settles,
He does.
but he starts to go foul hunting, right? So he's not necessarily playing his game, allowing the ref, like forcing the ref to blow the whistle. He goes foul hunting. He starts trying to over exaggerate, like the little move he do where he put his arms under you and come up. He starts to over exaggerate it, like.
You gotta get them calls.
But then at that point the referee knows, like, dude, you're looking for a foul. I'm not blowing the whistle.
And they don't call fouls like that in the playoffs.
So my thing is it my question is it that he falls off so hard, or is it that the game changes in the playoffs? He doesn't adjust his game to the playoffs, and so he has the 40-point game where he's getting the calls, and then the next game they're like, we're not calling that, and then it just starts to play in his mental, and now he can barely score 20-something points a game.
My thing is, like, if he's not getting to the line, all he's gonna do is shoot threes.
Right.
And he's not the most efficient 3-point shooter
Not at all.
at all. So I mean, you're just gonna live with that. Like when they played Golden State in Game 7 and they missed their last 27 shots. Come on, man, you've been going to the line all year. You're not getting the calls now. Still try to go to the line, bro. Like, live or die doing what you've been doing all year. But now you taking like step back into like over 27. Come on, man, that's not a recipe for success. So I mean, he does it he's had terrible. What year was that? They played the Spurs and they lost at home, and I think
2 years.
Kawhi didn't, like, some players weren't playing.
Oh yeah, that was 2 years.
That was 2 years ago?
Ginobili blocked his shot.
Yeah. At home. It's Game 7. He's disappointing, man. So all this stuff he's doing now, it looks good. These shots look great. They look amazing. They're going to look even better when he's missing them in May. They're going to look even better when he's missing them. He ain't going to play in June. They're going to look at April and May. And the Rockets lose the lead, and then it's 2-2, and there's 2 minutes left in the game, and James Harden go 1 for 5 down the stretch.
I mean, Gilbert Arenas said the realest thing ever when it comes to James Harden. Have you ever seen him shoot an open catch and shoot three?
No.
I don't think I've ever seen it before. I don't think I've ever seen him spot up in the corner and catch and just go right up for a three. I just don't think I've ever seen it. He said he doesn't get any easy baskets. So when the playoff comes, just like you said, the game changes. He don't change his game, and then all of a sudden he goes down from that 30-point scorer that he is to that 24, 25-point scorer that he really would be if he wasn't shooting 12 free throws a game.
Yeah.
So when your average drops that low in the playoffs, or if your average doesn't drop, guess what else drops? Your percentage.
Yeah.
So he goes from being a 40% shooter to 33, 34, and that just doesn't cut in the playoffs. Like, you just can't do that.
Those are tough shots. Like, those step back threes that he takes, like,
They look good when they go in.
they look great, but like majority of the time, it's still a hand in his face on these step backs, these 30-foot step backs. Those are not good shots. Like, those are not championship shots. That will not get you a ring. It won't.
And A. Will says it all the time that he plays so much basketball that
He's tired.
When you get to the 90th game of the season
He's
in the
tired.
playoffs, and you're in the playoffs, he's tired, and then all those shots are short. Even though you get that day break, like, you still been playing a lot of basketball, and when you're taking tough shots and you got tired legs, they make them even tougher.
Yeah, he plays all summer long. Like, he's probably one of 10 players that play all summer long. Like the Drew League and pickup games. Like, we see Harden hoop all the time. All the time. I don't even know if he has time to work on his game outside of just going to an open gym.
He stays in the gym.
I'm saying going to an open gym. Like, is he in the gym by himself, like working on his different facets of his game, or is he just doing open gym, open runs all the time?
He then on top of the open runs, he also does and does individual workouts on his own. So that's just how much basketball he plays. And then still lifts weights. Too.
He don't look like he lifts no weights neither.
Who? James Harden?
Yeah.
Have you seen James?
No,
Come on, man. We saw James Harden.
I mean, he don't look like, but if you see him though, he don't look like he in the weight room like that
Come
though.
on, man. We saw James Harden, man. He looked like a damn linebacker when we saw him in Vegas.
Nah,
We
man.
saw him 2 years ago.
Yeah, but I mean, he was tall, but he ain't striking me as somebody that like lived in the weight room though.
Man, he has like a strong man 50 Cent t-shirt
It's
on.
that
man.
beard,
Come
man.
on, man.
It's that beard, man.
It's the beard.
It's the beard, bro.
Oh, man.
But
James Harden workout. He lift weights, you can tell.
when CP3 comes back, does he fall back off?
Yeah, I think.
Like, how do they make that work? Because they like.
I just think his minutes goes down. I think he still plays well, but his assist numbers might go down a little bit, obviously, because Chris Paul have the ball in his hand. But to be honest with you, Chris Paul ass is old. I'm gonna keep it plain and simple. Like, he looks old on the floor. Like, they need to shrink his minutes down. They need to shrink his role. And then, I mean, I hate to say it, but they just need to let James roll a little bit. He's still a little bit young. He's still younger. They need to stop stretching Chris Paul out as much as they do.
Man,
I think they need to let Chris Paul get fully healthy.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Let him get fully healthy, and then slowly work him back in.
Oh, yeah,
I agree. So I agree with what Five's saying. Like, not tinker with his role a little bit. Don't take it all away from him, but just a little bit.
They still need another guy.
Oh yeah.
I don't care how many games they've won.
Well, they still got Melo.
13.
Oh man, you almost forget.
They need another guy.
Yeah, I mean, they still
Melo still got Melo there, and Melo on he making men's salary.
Yeah.
You mean to tell me he can't help nobody singing right now?
Yeah, he
But
definitely.
they not gonna.
We can use Melo in LA.
Man, we need any damn body.
Hey,
Scoring
man.
is limited over here.
Listen, man.
Jesus,
Ingram is balling.
I ain't seen a three go in 3 games.
They hit something left.
KCP. KCP been on the road.
Yeah.
But I mean, besides that, but I mean, they need another guy. Houston needs another guy.
Oh,
I don't know where they're gonna find it.
He right there on the bench in Houston. Wow, where's Melo at right now?
They just
Chill.
excuse for the team.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying, like, is he still in Houston or?
He chilling with his wife in LA.
Yeah.
Oh, they in LA.
Yeah.
I mean,
Got his girl back because of it. I'm sure he happy.
if the end zone is retirement, CP3 is on the opposing team's 20-yard line. Do you hear me?
Did you give him the 20?
The 20-yard
No,
line. He's
that
close.
man on the 5. He on the 5.
Look, you hear me? 4th and 2.
CP3
All right.
on the 5.
The man is just about done.
He got a bad hamstring, man.
He always got a bad hamstring.
He always got a bad something.
All right, hey,
It's the third time he hurt his hamstring.
dude, like that's what I'm saying. When you start having these type of injuries,
It's not even these type. Like, it's the same injury.
that's what I'm saying. Like, and they
Did it
keep
with
happening.
Did it with the Clippers.
Dude, like
Did it with last year.
it's gonna get even worse as he gets older. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's just gonna your body heals slower.
You gotta build that strength, man.
They paying his ass $40 million.
Hey, I got a trainer for CP3 if you need one. You know what I'm saying?
You need a little bit more than that.
Hey, but he inching close to that end zone. All
You
right.
need a fountain of youth. Or something, man.
Yeah, he inching real close to that end zone of retirement. And yeah, so when he comes back, I think Harden still needs to do what he's doing now. Gonna have to. This is how they've been winning. Like, it ain't gonna work in the playoffs like that, but I mean, you gotta.
So they've been doing it. They've been winning. When CP3 comes back, he probably needs to stay aggressive, keep doing it. But he's not going to be. I don't think he'll be able to sustain it the entire year.
Who, Harden?
Yeah, he's gonna need help from somebody.
Yeah.
Like Five said, they're gonna need somebody else. Like he can't. We've seen Harden carry a team, yes, but can he carry this team?
Can they even beat the really good teams in the West?
7-game series.
7-game series or 1 game?
7-game series.
No,
I'm talking about the Thunders,
no,
the Warriors, obviously.
no.
No.
I don't even think they could beat the Lakers in the 7-game series.
I was just about to say that it'd be tough, man.
No, it won't.
I'm talking about. I'm talking about just tough for them.
For the Rockets?
Tough for them. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they don't have a soul.
No.
They don't have a soul who can stop LeBron. And the younger guys are getting better.
Yeah, they
The
are.
younger guys are getting better. The only thing about the Lakers are they're a little undisciplined on defense.
So he would get to that line.
He would get to the line on them. So
But
that's
see, I
one
think
thing
in the
I would-
playoffs, the refs kind of take that away from
Yeah,
him.
but Josh Hart ain't got a damn call all year.
He ain't
gonna
looking like he
and he
ain't
ain't
gonna
gonna
get
get one either. So I mean,
Josh Hart do be a little aggressive.
he is a little aggressive. You know, they call him the junkyard dog. You know,
He got too many nicknames. 2 years ago, you told me they called him Josh Barkley. Just
they was calling him. Man, he had like 50 rebounds last night.
Yeah, he did. He did.
He's back to Josh.
Since
Barkley,
we on it, that just kind of happened. Like, I don't think it's panic mode for the Lakers. What y'all think?
Nah.
I mean, you know, a lot of people are like, "Oh my God."
I mean, okay, they lost it. They blew a lead versus the Kings and lost that. They beat them. They came back and beat the Kings. They got what? They should have beat the Knicks. I don't know what happened.
Knicks lost to the Clippers.
Yeah.
They were trailing pretty much the whole entire Clippers.
No, they beat the Clippers, didn't they?
No, they lost that game. They lost that game. They ended up losing by like 15.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, it was a game that we were in, but we just never were in.
I fell asleep on it.
Yeah, you should have fell asleep on that one.
But we won last night, baby.
The Knicks loss was bad. The
King.
Timberwolves loss I actually saw coming. It's an earlier game.
Oh,
Yeah, that was like
On the
12 in the
road.
afternoon.
Yeah, we were shorthanded. Kuz didn't play that game either.
Yeah.
But they looked good last night. Versus a good Dallas team too. Dallas has been winning some games. They've been playing well. So
Luka.
and they were 100% too, and we weren't.
Yeah.
So anytime we get a win and we not 100%, I will take it. But it ain't panic mode.
And anytime Ingram gives you 29,
Better win.
you better win.
Better win.
'Cause,
Absolutely.
listen, those games come.
Every blue moon. Man still ain't scored 30 in his career.
He did.
No.
His career high is 30.
Yeah, he scored
His
30.
career high is
He scored 30 last year against KD.
Against
We
KD.
know 32. 32. His
32?
career high is 32.
KD was
So we got
over.
one game of 32? One
Yeah.
game of plus 30?
Yeah.
I can't take that. I need more. No, I'm too big in the draft.
I told you, man. My thing is he knows his spots. He's just not confident when he gets there. He's not confident when he gets there.
I will still advocate that the Lakers need another guy.
Oh, I agree.
Another star.
I agree.
And
Yeah.
and they have to trade one of these young guys.
If they're gonna get a star, they got to trade Ingram.
I'm okay with it, to be honest with you.
And if it don't happen this year, Brian's already said
Somebody.
he's recruiting.
Yeah.
He said he's always recruited. Just nobody wanted to come play with him in the great city of Cleveland.
I want to know who he
The
had.
land.
Huh?
Who he had.
Land.
Yeah. I mean, you know, back in those old Cleveland days, he was trying to get
No,
Amari.
no,
when
I'm
he was
just
at
saying, because
yeah.
remember he said he had, there were people that wanted to come.
Yeah.
I want to know who the people were.
I don't think you have to give those sources up.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Maybe in the documentary he retires or something, and that player retired. But
Man, you give up everything.
yeah, I mean he has been doing everything.
How did y'all feel about that documentary that came out and everybody was up in arms about when he said, when they won in 2016, he said he felt in his mind beating what people were saying the best team ever assembled. He called himself the GOAT. He said in his,
He should. I mean, he's like NBA great. I mean, he should. I mean, anybody should feel like they're the best.
yeah,
I was offended when Paul Pierce said that he was the best player in the league after they had won it in 08.
Mm-hmm.
right?
But then now that I look back on, I'm like, well, he should have. I mean, how can you not? I mean, he dominated that series. He should feel like he's the best player in the league. I mean, why shouldn't you?
Right.
NBA players have egos too.
Yeah.
See, I think I'm okay with him saying it, and I think everybody always does. Of course, Jordan to LeBron, and Jordan always says, like, I'll never call myself the greatest because I didn't play against this person or that person, whatever. I mean, we're not. Of course, it's hard to really define the greatest of all time, right? Because there's so many eras, there's so many different positions, there's so many different players.
Real changes.
All of that. Like, there's no clear-cut definition for the greatest of all time. But for what LeBron said, beating a team that was 73-9, bringing a championship to the city of Cleveland that hadn't won in the past 52 years, coming back down 3-1, you got every right to say, at that moment, you felt like the greatest player of all time. Yes, I'm okay with that.
I mean, you're in a moment. I mean, I get it.
Now I'm gonna get. It's funny because I read this the other day though. We as the older of the kind of millennial generation, we get mad at the younger millennials for saying LeBron is the GOAT, but we forget that they never saw Mike play a game of basketball. And I don't care. Like you could say, yeah, they replay the games on NBA TV. You got YouTube. Like you can go watch film. Sometimes that doesn't help sell a point. Like it doesn't help sell a cake. Like if you don't see that live and in person, like it's just like okay, yeah, cool.
I get it. No, if you haven't seen Mike in game 52 of the regular season, go off of 50 and then hold the best player on the team down to 15.
Yeah, you can't.
I get it.
You can't really say like.
I get it. It's a generational gap.
I've been hearing people older than me
say LeBron to go.
Yeah,
I'm saying plenty of people.
I've seen more people my age and older say LeBron is the greatest of all time than I have the younger millennials.
Nah, I haven't seen that. It's been way more younger people than it has been older people for me.
Maybe I need to do more interaction.
You need to get older. You need to get better older friends.
So my old manager is like the biggest Mike fan, and he tells me all the time, LeBron is making it harder for him to just flat out say that Jordan is the GOAT.
Because it's the longevity.
But not only the longevity, it's the way in which he's doing it.
Yeah.
Like man, he carried. Look,
you can't define his prime.
You can't, and he's carried bad teams.
Yeah.
He carried bad teams.
I mean, you can't say like because he did play for the Wizards, and I feel like sometimes we try to and we can't do that. Yeah, you can. It happened. Like as much. You see what I'm saying? It's like at one point we have to say like.
So you're gonna say the other 12 years of his career was his prime? And
that's what I'm
he got 1 year no prime.
2
years no prime.
But he was still hooping. But I'm just saying though, like LeBron is like it's never.
For the Wizards 2 years? That was on 1 season.
No, it's 2 seasons.
2 seasons. Jesus.
It just never felt like LeBron just never felt like
that never happened, y'all.
Drop. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
He didn't play for the Wizards.
I don't remember it.
I don't see that.
I remember.
I didn't see it.
But yeah, man, like I think it's just that longevity and him being so consistent with the longevity. I think that's what's gonna make it like, hard for even the diehard, even though I will be like, look, there's always room for number 2.
I mean, that's why Kareem is in the discussion though.
Yeah, longevity.
Longevity.
Yeah.
I mean, it's his way of being great for 20 years, like
that's why he's number 1 on all-time scoring.
Yeah, that is hard, man.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's hard to be great for just to be great, not okay a couple of years, but great for 20 years.
It's hard to be great for 5 years for some players.
I just hate the lazy argument of the finals record. To me, that's so lazy.
I mean, it is lazy, but
That's super lazy.
to me, it's just more both ends. Like as LeBron gets older, he's been getting so bad on defensive end. After years of being great, like I mean, I saw LeBron be a great defender in Miami, like great. And for him to go to Cleveland and just say, forget it, I'm gonna save myself. Like
I mean, he had to.
I mean, God willing for his longevity, but
I mean, not even for his longevity, just for some of the things he had to do with the team.
I saw Michael Jordan in his last year of the league probably be one of the best defenders in the league. Besides the Wizards, even with the Wizards, he was an okay defender.
But as Shay Sharp would say, when LeBron got to get down and sit in that chair, he can sit in the chair. He can still defend. When LeBron got to sit in the chair, he can sit in the chair.
I need to see it.
He can sit in the chair. When he got to sit in the
that
chair,
chair gonna move.
I still get him.
That chair gonna move.
He been getting cooked. He been getting cooked lately.
That chair gonna rock. You hear me? That's a rocking chair.
Even when you,
Rocking chair.
but you know what though? It's just a fear factor. It's really just a fear factor, really. I think he was a great defender, but now, people just see him not defending, so they're just not scared anymore.
Yeah.
So they just go full flat on him because he used to pump people, back in the day. And it's not like he's no smaller. It's not like he's any smaller. He's not any less quick. I mean, he's probably a step, maybe not even a step, maybe a quarter step slower than what he used to be. But I mean, it's just a fear factor for most people.
I think it's the errors has changed since even when he was in Miami, really can't play defense in the NBA.
No.
And I'm not making an excuse for him, you know what I mean? But it's I think in his head he's probably man, why probably doesn't even want to focus as much on that end anyway, because offensive players are way more, even some of the bums are got moves offensively. You know what I mean?
If you're in the league, you're in the league for a reason.
But there's some guys that still can defend it.
I mean, that they can
and stick by the rules.
Yeah, but I mean, how many we counting? It might be a handful.
I mean, that's because guys just don't want to play defense.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Guys just don't want to play defense anymore.
Hey,
they don't want to play defense. Kawhi Leonard, Draymond Green, Klay Thompson.
Dre's the hack.
Draymond is a really good defender. He can defend all 5 positions.
he do be hacking though.
He's a hack.
I mean,
He a good defender though.
I mean, Clay stay in foul trouble too.
Hey, guess what? Yeah, he said he ain't a hack
He
though.
gotta act though.
But I don't know, man. I think it's just he realizes like this is not as calling like it used to be back in the day.
Just need guys ain't. There's no Tony Allens in the league anymore.
Nah,
there ain't no guys that just want to just sit down in the stands for 48.
Batty A's.
There's
no more
guys
Ron
anymore.
Artest.
There's no more of those guys.
Nah.
Well, Ron Artest, he can play some offense though. He can put some points on the board.
But I'm saying Ron Artest.
He lived for it. Like he lived for it. Like when he stepped in the gym, he was like, "Yeah, I got him. I got him."
Ron Artest
I don't
held
feel
Dirk
like-
Nowitzki to 10 points.
But I don't feel like there's none of them anymore. Like I don't feel like there's no more
No,
of those guys
it's
that
not.
just step in the floor and be like, "Man, I got the best dude on the floor. I got him."
You know what?
Maybe Clay.
No,
Maybe Clay.
No.
Maybe Clay.
No. Paul George.
Paul George would take. Yeah, I miss Paul George too.
Paul George. I would
Paul
say
George.
Paul is probably, and he still gets it done. But I think he still gets it done on the offensive end. But I think when Paul comes in the arena, he's like, "Give me your best."
I think Clay is the guy though. Like he guards guys smaller than him. He guards players just his height. Like he's just gonna guard whoever the best wing guy is, except for LeBron. LeBron's like he can't guard people who are a lot bigger than him. When you kind of like LeBron, he does have trouble with LeBron, but that's about it though.
I don't even think I've ever seen Clay try to guard LeBron.
They normally used to try to put Draymond on him.
Yeah.
Who's gonna guard Boogie? Because Boogie's coming back this month. That's the 18th.
What's that, a week and a half?
It's that MLK day? Is that the MLK
MLK
day?
on the 21st. So he got a pregame before the MLK. But he might sit out that game though, because they're not going to push him like that. Yeah, it could get ugly. And you know what their worst position is right now?
Center.
Oh my God, they're getting smashed. They're getting smashed at center lately.
He's gonna be slow. He's gonna be out of shape.
Definitely going to be out of shape. Definitely going to be out of
What
shape.
better way to work yourself in shape with Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Kevin Durant? He's got a luxury.
The biggest thing is that he's going to have single coverage. I don't think he's ever seen that before.
Dude.
Yeah, I mean, he's never going to see single coverage like this anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Never, ever going to see
And
single
I even think I
coverage like this
read
anymore.
to where he was even thinking about like
Stay.
staying.
Another year.
I don't even want to discuss dude, man.
Let's talk about that though. How are they gonna make that happen?
He's gonna take less money.
No,
Again?
but no.
I can't see that.
I mean, that's the only way it would happen if he's thinking about staying, unless he know KD leaving.
KD is gone. Good as gone.
I don't think KD.
I think KD leaving.
He good as gone.
I even think if they win, KD leaves.
I don't think KD.
I think KD's gone.
Good
I don't
as
think
gone.
KD.
He's leaving. He's gone.
He gone.
I think if anything, they'll part ways with Draymond. Actually, I'm starting to lean toward that a little bit.
Oh, you're on the trade Draymond bandwagon?
I'm not on the trade Draymond
Get the-
bandwagon. But
Yeah.
I'm not on the trade Draymond bandwagon. No, absolutely
I
not.
don't know, bro.
But-
I don't think
why
I can
not?
get rid of him.
But his performance lately,
You don't look at the rim.
he even when he does shoot it, like
But this ain't he was okay at best. Like
he's not even okay.
I know, but I'm saying let's not act like he was just like lighting it up last year.
No,
He
but there was some games where he definitely was getting to the 16s, the 20s.
He don't look.
Like he's not even getting into
And when
double
he's shooting it
digits.
now, it looked like regular season Parky, like off the boing, like joint not even
it's
close.
been bad, man. It's, like
you
it's been,
bogus. You bogus.
no, it's been bad, man. It's been bad. Like
Yeah.
he got no confidence in his jumper right now. Like, and we were somebody said on Twitter. I saw a statement on Twitter say we were talking about him getting the super max early this year because he needed to either be defensive player of the year or he needed to make All NBA.
Yeah.
That's not happening anymore. He won't be up for that. He won't be All NBA.
Yeah.
He's not getting defensive player of the year either. So I think
he missed some of that responsibility he used to have.
he may have to take less money.
Yeah. But I mean, he don't have no like his responsibility.
But he's not a free agent this summer, is he?
Yeah.
Draymond?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, him and Clay.
Come.
Him and Clay.
What if Clay
He was
leaves?
gonna be up for the Supermax this
Clay
year.
could definitely leave.
What if Clay leaves?
If they don't win,
Clay could leave. I always said it was a chance that Clay would be a Laker. I always said there was a chance that Clay would be a Laker. Dad's what Dad works for the organization.
I don't want to cheer for Klay Thompson.
It will.
why?
I don't know.
What?
Yes, you do.
What?
You would love to see Clay Thompson as your two guard.
What? If
On the
LeBron
Los
hit him in the
Angeles
corner,
Lakers.
are you tripping?
Are you kidding?
You kidding me?
You gotta
See,
be
it's mad at them getting Ray out. What?
Oh no, I wasn't mad at that.
Okay.
Yeah, okay then. Okay.
She needed Ray Ray.
What?
No, you'll be fine. You'll be fine with Klay Thompson.
Are you kidding me?
And
Taking a little while.
and you take a guy away from him too.
No, I get it, but I'm saying take me a little while.
It wouldn't
It'll
take
take
me.
me. As soon as that ink dry.
It would.
Hey, yo, Clay.
Hey, well, you know, Ray's loyalty is fluid, and Jared is a low key Warriors fan, so you know.
No, I'm pulling for him to come that way. What do you mean?
No, I'm just saying you're a closet Warrior fan,
I'm
you
not a
know. So
closet
it's
Warrior fan.
there's no hate over there towards the
I
Warriors.
just like seeing my team play like the Golden State Warriors. Pass happy, assist happy, getting up and down the floor.
I think if somebody
defending.
got him a.
And I love the fact that the Lakers like I ain't rebounding that.
You said if somebody got him
I
a
think if somebody got him a Warriors jersey, he wouldn't ask them that they keep the receipt.
He definitely
He wears the gift receipt.
He would have that boy on.
It's gonna be in the closet.
Never,
He put it on.
ever catch me in the Warriors. Ever.
Don't ever say never, man.
You want me to go get my bat over here? I got my Laker bat.
Hey, yeah, get that. Hey, go ahead, grab that. Go get it.
Got my Laker bat over here.
Go get it. You don't want to get the banner?
We'll get that later.
Come on,
Say
say
that.
that. Nah. Hand us the banner. We need
Let's say
to
that
see
for
it.
later.
Nah, man, look, this is what the people want to see. They want to see that you got the hat on.
I was
Show the
I like
dedication.
that.
Get it back. Get the banner. Get the banner, man. Slide through the crack there. We gotta show this. This is a nice banner though.
Huh?
And I want you to tell us how many more are gonna get added onto this with the addition of LB, right?
Y'all see this right
Look
here?
at this.
They calling me a Warriors fan.
No, we
call you a closet Warriors fan.
Warriors fan. You
Hey.
see this?
Hey, you got a banner.
Y'all see these numbers right here? We're gonna add at least another 1 or 2 more up there.
1 or 2 more, huh?
We're gonna add a little more ink right there, y'all.
1 or 2 more. LeBron bring 1 or 2 more to LA.
One or
What?
Hey, man. Hey, look. We just need a Warrior to get hurt or something.
Oh, you hear?
We need a Warrior to get hurt.
That's I
We
like
need a
it.
Warrior to get hurt.
So let me ask this question on the Warriors: how many they getting All-Star game and shit?
3. They get 3. They get 3. I mean, they're like a 1 or 2 seed.
Yeah.
I mean, they can get 2 or 3. They're
Steph.
definitely gonna get 2.
Yeah.
And Clay is probably gonna be the 3rd.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say 2.
Hell, shit, Boogie like 4th or 5th in the voting right now.
You know what?
He might start.
Yeah, they'll get 3.
They'll get 3 in there. They'll get Clay in.
Because Clay he's been playing better lately.
But even when he wasn't like shooting the ball well, he still was averaging like 19, 20 a game. Like,
Who Clay?
yeah,
Yeah.
that will get him in. He's gonna get in.
I think they get 3.
Absolutely.
I'm going with 2.
No, he's gonna get 3 in.
They gonna get 3, yeah. They gonna get 3, yeah.
Unless
Damian Lillard gonna finally make it.
he made it last
Made
year.
last.
He made it 2 years actually.
No, I'm talking about like,
What, start?
nah, I don't think he's gonna start.
Of course he's not gonna start.
Fans not voting for Dame to start.
Derrick Rose starting in the All-Star game right now.
And Luka.
And Luka.
Oh, Luka deserves to start.
To start?
Luka been balling.
On an 18 and 20 team?
He's a rookie. Balling.
Get the damn who he is.
I really don't care
He's
about
on
the
an
record.
18 and 20 team.
So what?
No way.
So
he's
who will
starting.
start then?
No way he's starting. What?
Who? I mean,
On the voting right now?
I mean, who do you think should start? Like, if you had to like.
Well, first of all, they don't have James Harden starting, so James Harden should start.
Well, James
Way
Harden.
over Luka.
James Harden is a guard. So you gotta remember it's guards and then front court.
So front
They
court.
got Luka as a shooting guard. They got Luka listed as a shooting guard.
On the ballot?
Yes.
Let's look this up. Let's look this up.
I thought they had him as a Luka.
I'm pretty sure they got him as shooting guard.
All-Star voting. Let's see. I think they did have him as a forward though.
Even if he is a forward though, like he still don't deserve to start over KD.
No, he's a guard.
He's a guard. Yeah.
Yep, number
No,
2.
it says front court. It's front court. Luka's in the front court.
That's weird. That's another thing I'm looking at says.
Guards,
Says guard.
Yeah.
and then front court. Luka is second in the front court.
Still don't deserve to start. Paul George.
Yeah.
Okay.
KD.
But okay.
Like he still don't deserve to start.
LeBron.
LeBron.
Oh,
Come
Bron.
on, man.
Look, we know
Come
Bron.
on, man. Come on,
We
man.
know
You
Bron to start.
Come on, man. He don't deserve to start, man. Don't deserve to start. Come on, man. You know that.
I just want to know.
I know you're a Luka
He gonna-
fan.
he gonna-
I know you're a
I'm
Luka
definitely
fan,
a
man,
Luka
but
He gonna
I know
make
you're
it.
a Luka fan, but he don't deserve to start.
Anybody want to buy me the $77 jersey? I will. I ain't gonna ask no gift receipt. I'm with it.
Well,
I don't know if he's gonna make it.
You don't know if he's gonna make it what?
I don't know if he's gonna make it.
To the All-Star game?
Oh no.
I don't know if he's gonna make it.
Why not?
Clippers gonna get somebody in.
Hey, listen, I don't care. He gonna be rookie of the year.
It's gonna be Tobias.
That's it.
That's a forward. Still a forward.
I mean, he'll still make the team. I think he'll still make the team.
I doubt it.
All right, let's look at this.
I think the coaches will vote him in
I doubt
because
it.
he been cooking everybody on
What
there.
that? I mean, Aldridge might make it
Mm.
in the front court, right?
Maybe.
Anthony Davis is gonna make it.
Anthony Davis is definitely gonna make it.
So we know our definites are LeBron James, Paul George, Anthony Davis, Kevin Durant. Those are 4 automatics,
The
right?
Clippers are gonna get somebody in. It's gonna be Tobias.
Okay, so that's
Jokic is gonna get in.
Jokic.
okay. So we're at 6.
We're at 6.
How many make the
You know-
All-Star
you
team?
know-
13, 12 or 13?
Nah, they get more than that, right? 14, right?
Mm.
If they take 14, then he's making.
Even if they
Well,
take
it's
like
always
13.
it always feel like it's guard happy though. I always feel like it's guard happy.
But then you got for guards, you got
Oh,
Curry,
come on, man, guard.
you got
Curry,
you got
Westbrook.
Lillard,
Lillard, Harden,
DeRozan.
DeRozan
gonna
It's tough.
make it.
It's tough. It's
like
tough.
yeah, it's gonna be tough, man.
That's tough.
It's gonna be tough for him to get in.
I think the coaches will vote him in though.
I mean, he'll have a good job getting MVP of the rookie sophomore game.
Jeez.
Of an international game. It's not even a
Yeah.
rookie sophomore game anymore. It's U.S. versus
US
international.
versus the world.
So he'll be on the world team.
I'm disappointed.
Get
Yeah.
MVP of
But
that.
let's see how the next votes come out. You might be.
And they got Rose starting right now, y'all. So what they gonna do with that? One of Rose gets voted in to start. So that's gonna take away from somebody.
I ain't mad at Rose Star.
Towns deserve to start. Towns deserve to be a part of the All-Star game. Been cooking.
Yo, he been going crazy.
He been going.
But see, he been
absolutely
going crazy, and then Rose
nuts.
done missed like the last week or two. Like, so I don't know. I just think like, I don't know.
It's gonna be tough.
It's gonna be close.
Conley deserve to make it.
He does.
Over who? Over what guard?
Over Luka.
I mean, out of the Lillards, the Westbrooks, like who else we got? You got Harden.
You saying if there's a guard out
Yeah,
of
out
those,
of those, who does he make it over?
I mean,
he can make it over DeRozan to me.
Well, what's Memphis' record right now?
same as Dallas, 18-22.
So you gotta treat him like you treating Luke.
Man, Dallas tied for the second worst. They get tied for the second worst record in the West.
Who,
No
Dallas?
way Luka gets in.
So you keep looking at the records.
Well, how only gonna
That
get there?
matters. He might not get
That's
in.
right.
He might not get in. The records matter when it comes to MVP stuff. Like,
I mean,
not
All-Stars,
MVP,
they should.
All-Star.
Also, if you hooping, you're hooping.
Yeah,
your team bad, your
yeah.
team bad.
Hawks got 4 guys
It
in
was
1
the
year.
dumbest
Come on,
shit I have
awful.
ever seen.
Awful.
Kyle Korver should never have made an All-Star team in his life.
Awful.
He
Jeez.
should have never made an All-Star team.
Y'all ain't
Warriors continue to get 3-4 in. The Celtics had 4 in that 1 year.
Yeah.
Like winning matters when it comes to All-Star.
Yeah, it shouldn't.
Especially when it
It
shouldn't.
comes to coaches.
It
It
should.
definitely should.
I want to see the best players, not the best chemistry on the
Right.
team. Play average of 14 points.
So with that, so saying that, do you have a problem with Anthony Davis getting in at 19-22?
No.
No, he's
Balling. I've never been an advocate for like, oh, your team record, take this guy with less numbers over this guy with better numbers, but his team ain't doing no. I just want to see the All-Stars.
All right, so I'll take a little more local. Does Zach LaVine deserve to make it in the East? On a terrible Bulls team.
But
Oh,
who? So let's see. Who would he be competing against? Wall is hurt.
Bill,
So you got Bill. You got
Simmons.
Kyrie.
Bill Simmons, Kyrie, Oladipo, Lowry,
You know how I feel about Kyrie.
Kemba.
Kemba definitely gonna make it.
Kemba now.
Those are really like the 6 guards, really. I mean, I can't really see anybody else making it. Maybe D'Angelo, maybe D'Angelo Russell.
I'll be okay if Kyle Lowry doesn't make the All-Star team. I wouldn't lose sleep.
Lowry been hurt though.
But my thing is, does LaVine deserve to make it?
I think Levine does. Yeah. Ooh, that's tough.
I wouldn't be mad at that. Like looking at
Would you
the
put
rest of the
LaVine over
guards.
Russell?
D'Angelo Russell?
No,
What's
I
Russell?
wouldn't. No,
What's Russell numbers? D'Angelo Russell.
I hate to say this. I wouldn't put Levine in over Russell because Brooklyn is actually competing right now.
Here we go. But y'all
You
just
can't-
told
No,
me-
that's why I said. Wait,
Y'all just told
I'm
me-
just saying. I don't think records matter. I don't think records should matter. But Levine is balling, but Russell is balling too.
And getting wins, right?
And Russell
So
is,
winning
You just
matters.
contradicted yourself,
So
bro.
winning matters, man.
No.
Winning
So
does
listen.
matter.
So listen.
It
When
does
I say
Man, give me Levine. The man is averaging 23, 4, and 4.
no, but what I'm saying is
Can't
I'm
do
not
regular
mad.
years.
I wouldn't be mad if Russell made it over Levine. But I don't. Yes, but I don't. I'm with Ray on the whole
Sure.
point of you can't take. Okay, this is the number one team in the East. Like, who's the number one team in the East right now? The Raptors.
Yes.
You can't tell me the Raptors have 3 or 4 All-Stars. No,
I got 2.
one in the possible.
Get Lowry in there.
Listen, could y'all know how I feel about Kyle Lowry.
They should get Lowry and Leonard.
They should get a win.
They should get 2 in.
Who's number one in the West right now?
Denver.
Denver doesn't have 4 All-Stars. They don't have 2 All-Stars.
one.
They got 1. Like, Denver doesn't need. So that's what I'm saying. Like, just because Denver has the best record in the West, and they might have the best record in the West come the All-Star break, that doesn't mean they deserve multiple All-Stars. It's okay to have 1 All-Star on a winning team,
I'm with you on that. But
and it's okay to have 1 All-Star on a bad team.
I would put Levine definitely deserves to make
But you know, this is why we continuously give Anthony Davis the let go. This is why we continuously do it, because we give him credit when his team is bad. Like, and he putting up.
I mean, he's an
good-
all-star.
He puts up good numbers.
That's what an all-star player does. He
and
put up
then,
numbers.
and then his team is bad though. Like this is why he continuously.
That's why he won't be MVP of the league.
What? But what? Do
That's when that matters. The winning
Right.
matters when that. You won't be MVP.
Like when. Well, when are we gonna start putting pressure on Anthony Davis to win?
We're gonna put pressure on him to get out of town.
Well, he's all. but Anthony Davis has always had pressure to win. We have all, but
From who? From where?
everybody. But
Who?
everybody. The only thing, the thing of it is where he gets the buyout, if you want to call that the cop out, is they will say he doesn't. He's a big man and he doesn't have the ball in his hand all the time.
I can't tell. Not if you watched a Pelicans game. You definitely have
Maybe
the
as
ball
of
in his hand.
maybe as of this year, but in previous years, Anthony Davis didn't always have the ball in his hand as much as he did now.
Well, I see the ball in his hand a ton now.
Yeah,
and
but
the
that's
end of
what I'm
last
saying.
year, and the end of last year too.
But
When
that's
Boogie got
when
hurt.
that's when that's
Even
a
when Boogie was
transition.
there. Even when Boogie was there, he had the
That's
ball
a
in his hand.
transition though. That's a transition. Now we're giving our best player the ball in more spots.
But he's been doing this for like 3 years now though. Like
But who? I mean, okay, yeah, they got Drew Holiday. Outside of Drew Holiday, who else they
I
got?
got Julius Randle, who's playing outstanding right now.
I mean,
It's a big man. That's still a big man.
When Nico was healthy, he was playing well. I mean, he just hasn't been healthy the last week and a half, 2 weeks.
he is what he, like you said. He's putting up all-star numbers on a team not that good. Make the all-star team. He won't be in my MVP discussions.
But what do you always?
Good, though.
But
Like,
what
the
do you
team
always
is
say?
good.
But
I mean,
what do
they
you
got
always say
healthy, though.
about what you always say about big man? What you always say about big man?
They gotta make people better. Like they gotta make people better too. Like
But I'm saying at the end of the game, what do you always say? You never run a play for who?
a
At the
big
end.
man and in the game for the game. I mean, you just never do. But they got Drew Holiday though. Like let's not sleep on Drew Holiday.
But they still ain't been
not.
healthy though.
Let's like Drew Holiday been healthy.
No, Peyton.
Yeah, they still been losing. He healthy now.
He just came back a game ago.
He been back for 3 games.
But he was missing. How many? He missed like.
They've won like 1.
He missed how many games though?
He probably missed like 10 games.
You know what I mean?
So are
And
you
they-
saying Anthony Davis doesn't make his teammates better? That's what you're saying.
Yeah, absolutely. Now I've been saying that for years. Like he put up these monster numbers, and then they still don't win games. Like you know why he put up those monster numbers? Because he can't make anybody better.
But he's an all-star though.
Nobody cares about double teaming him. Like just do you. You're not gonna make anybody better.
All-star though.
But is that his fault? That if the
Same
team
thing
is
for Boogie. Same thing for Boogie. It used to be the same thing with Boogie. Boogie
Oh,
put
yeah.
up those monster numbers, and teams wasn't winning. And the only reason Boogie was getting strife was because he was getting all those technicals, locker room troubles, and things like that. That's the only reason people got on Boogie.
But let me ask this though, that brings me to my point. Is it their fault that teams are saying, "I'm gonna let you get yours. Everybody else ain't gonna get theirs"?
That's his fault.
So what? I mean, what are you asking him to do?
He's got to find ways to get guys good shots, because he can do that. He's that good. It's not like he's not seeing any double teams. I don't think he's not seeing any double teams. It's not like people are just staying at home and just letting him just go to work. Like, no, it's not like that. But he's got to find spots on the floor to make guys better. He got to make guys. You got to hit cutters. I don't see him directing traffic. Like you got to do that. Like, great big men do that. You talk about the Shaqs. You talk about the Duncans. You talking about the Hakeem Olajuwons. Like, and he can be that type of good, but he just doesn't make anybody better. Like, and those three guys made guys better. They made guys better, and that's why their team. And that's why they're champions. That's why they're champions. And their teams are always competed for championships too.
I mean, but once Anthony Davis goes to another team, the conversation is going to change drastically. Because he goes to a Boston, he goes to a LA, he's going to be playing deep into the playoffs.
I mean,
and we're not going to be talking about how he didn't make players better in New Orleans.
But I think you just made Five's point. You just made his point.
What?
Because what he's saying is Anthony Davis doesn't make anybody better by himself.
That's cool.
Right? But we give him
all.
Okay.
I'm not.
He's saying we give him all this praise and put him in the MVP conversation. This, that, and the third.
So he's a top 5 player in the league.
Yeah, but he doesn't make anybody better. He basically said to get the best out of Anthony Davis, he needs to play with someone else who's going to make everybody else better.
Name me a top 10 player in the league that's not winning right now.
That's not winning.
That's not winning right now.
Top 10 player.
That's not winning, and hasn't been winning.
I probably can't.
Can't do it.
Really?
Can you? Can't do it, can you?
That goes back to what I was saying. Like, we so quick to throw everybody in the superstar category, but, you know, they don't get the job done. They don't make other guys better. But I caught flack for that.
So is Anthony Davis, so now we're saying
No,
Anthony
I'm
Davis
not. I was
is
just throwing that out there. I'm throwing that out there. Just playing devil's advocate now. He just told me Anthony Davis can't make anybody better. He told me Anthony Davis can't, like, we just said he got to go to another team for him to really, like, shine.
You said that.
Okay, hold on.
You said that.
Wait. Let me ask this. I'm glad we're having this superstar conversation. Let me ask this. If Anthony Davis doesn't make anybody better, if we are making the argument that Anthony Davis might not be a superstar,
That's him making that argument.
Does James Harden really make people better?
Yes, absolutely. Capella, he got Capella paid. He single-handedly got Capella paid.
Till James Harden shows up in the playoffs and ups his game in the playoffs, I'm not calling him a superstar.
PJ Tucker's still in the league because he plays with James Harden.
I do think Harden makes people better. I'm not
better.
disagreeing.
He makes people better.
Yeah, Capella got a check.
And he wins.
I'm not saying he don't win. He wins, yes.
But my thing is, like, you can't, I'm not going to say you can't be, but you can't be a top 10 player in the league and not win and just be able to just skate free. Just of this year have they been saying, oh, Anthony Davis getting frustrated with losing. Anthony Davis getting, well, do something about it.
And I do think we were robbed last year off of what we could have seen if Boogie didn't get hurt. I thought they was playing well together.
They was playing.
They had Rondo. I thought they was playing real good. I thought they could have made some noise in the playoffs last year. But, I mean, Boogie got
I
hurt.
think they got what they were going to get. I'm sorry.
I don't think they wanted Boogie.
Hmm?
I don't think they wanted Boogie to stay.
No, I'm saying, though, if he was still healthy, if he didn't get hurt, like, I think they would have, they've been pretty decent. But, yeah, man, like, I don't know. You said nobody else in the top 10 is losing.
It's losing. Everybody's winning right now. You name me a top 10 player that is not winning right now.
Okay.
Please do it.
So I just got something hot to the phone. It says, why is Denver able to win and not the Pelicans? Both have one All-Star and good, solid surrounding
So
play.
we saying Jokic's better than AD?
I'm not going to say that,
Hey.
but that is a great point.
But hold on, though.
That is a great question.
But what did Jokic do, though?
Everything.
He does.
He do everything.
But what does he do though?
He makes people better.
He makes people better. He makes people better.
But so wait a minute.
Come
Hold
on.
on.
Let's have a real conversation.
Let's get
have a real conversation.
Hold on. Time out.
They got Malik Beasley and Monte
Time
Morris
out.
ball.
Time out.
Miss
Hold
Barton.
on. Time out.
Barton been
Time out.
hurt.
Time out.
Millsap been hurt.
Harris
Harris been hurt.
Come
Time
on.
out.
I don't want to hear that.
Mike, their coach is Mike Malone, right?
Mike Malone.
One of Sacramento's best years before Boogie got hurt. Mike Malone was the coach, and Boogie was balling before he got hurt.
That was when he got sick.
That's right. He got sick. They was balling before he got sick, and Boogie was making everybody better.
They were
So
really good that year.
let's flip it this way. What if it's the coach?
Yeah, you do got Alvin Gentry.
Come on,
though,
man.
What if it's coaching?
And I will be
Hey,
the first to tell
hey,
you Alvin Gentry
hey,
needs to stay an assistant.
What if it's coaching?
Don't get me started on that.
I'm just saying. What if it's
Don't
coaching?
Don't get me
What
started.
what if the coach isn't putting Davis in the spots to make people better?
We'll be here a whole other hour.
Okay.
If I could start on Gentry.
So we got to leave that for another day.
Don't get me started on Gentry, man. Gentry shouldn't be on nobody's head coaching staff ever. Like ever.
God.
Like, I mean, he is the most unreliable coach that you will probably ever see.
I think we got to revisit this question.
I mean, but that's my thing though. Like, that's my thing.
But
like,
But now ask yourself.
that's
Think
a
about
great
this.
point.
But think about this. Is it coaching, or is it coaching, or is it the player?
If you switch AD and Jokic out right now, what's happening?
Denver's. Oh, that's a good question. Actually,
That's what I'm saying.
I don't think Denver would be Denver. Actually,
Jokic is a much better passer than AD.
yeah, I don't think Denver would be Denver.
Yeah, but I don't think that
a point center.
Like,
But I don't think that raises the Pelicans. I don't think that makes the Pelicans better. And I actually think Mike Malone might put Davis in better spots to be better.
Man, I saw Jokic get 10 assists and a half.
No, I understand that. That's not what I'm arguing. What I'm saying is, great coaches take their best players and put them in the correct spots to be effective. Maybe Anthony Davis is not being put in the correct spots to be effective.
To me, I thought they should never get rid of Monty Williams, to be honest with you. I thought they were just turning the corner with Monty. And
But Monty, didn't his wife die?
No.
that was
that was the year for
after.
OKC.
Yeah, that was the year like after.
Okay.
Like they fired him.
Monty had some late
And
game.
he had some bloopers, but
He
they were
ain't get
starting
AD
to
the ball.
turn the corner a little bit. That was the year. That was the year they got swept by the Warriors.
Yeah.
But they were starting to turn the corner a little bit. I felt like players were just starting to get comfortable. They were just starting to get healthy. Like that was I think they still had Tyreke Evans on that team then.
Yeah.
Like they were just starting, and then they got rid of him. And then they hired Alvin Gentry. He wants to play a million miles an hour every single game. He wants to toy with his point guards. He wouldn't give Rondo the keys last year for 82 games. Not starting him some games, starting him some games, playing him 30 minutes one game, playing him 15 minutes another game. It has a lot to do with Alvin Gentry. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, but at the same time, like AD's numbers still are there. Like it's not.
So is he not a top 10 player?
I'm not gonna say that. You're never gonna see me say that. But what I'm saying is, when we're gonna start putting pressure on him
But again, I think
to win, not just to be great.
I think the pressure on him to win is going to come, and I hate to say it, it probably ain't fair to say this, but it's going to come after he leaves the Pelicans.
And I don't give a damn if Alfred Payton is out.
Yeah, like,
Listen, if you lose a game because Alfred Payton is out, guess what? You were never a good team in the first
but
place.
I think the pressure is really going to be on him because the next team he goes to is going to be a legit contender.
I mean, he's probably gonna be the second best player on that team if it's gonna be a really good team.
But if I'm the Pelicans and I hold the keys to this future before he can opt out or whatever, am I sending him to a good team?
No. You're going to finish out every last bit of that contract, Jack.
That's what I'm saying.
No, I mean you can't have him finish out the contract. You gotta get what you can get when you can get it. Obviously, I mean.
Why?
I mean, you are getting him at a discount right now. I mean, he really should be making $40 million. You get him at 30, to be honest with you. But at the same time, like, you can't let him just skip town. Like, you just can't let him just skip town.
I'm saying, I keep him until, you know.
Oh, yeah. You
but
don't trade him this year. I mean, you don't trade him this year, but you entertain it this summer, though. if he don't want to sign on that dotted line on the extension, because you know they can offer him the max,
That's when the pressure's gonna come.
and they can offer him the most money. And if he want to wait it out, I don't know if I would.
But he already said money don't matter. So
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, they all say that.
Until
They all say that to the 200 M's get in their face. You know, but you know, it's just they're gonna max him out. I mean, we all know they're gonna max him out. But we need to start putting pressure on him to win. Like
In New Orleans?
Yes, it's not acceptable.
all right, Anthony, you got to start winning in New Orleans
It's just not acceptable.
right now.
I mean, I can't name another top 10 player in the NBA that's not winning right now.
Yeah, but
if
name
they
me
were-
a top 10. Name me a top 10 player in the NBA. Never mind, because Billy D is still a coach. My bad.
Come on, man.
I mean, Greek
in-
Freak
in-
make people better.
I mean, obviously, they a 2 seed right now.
2 seed.
I mean, they get better and better every year. They're getting better and better every year. They're getting better and better every
Who
year.
was Giannis made better on that team?
Look, Embiid winning with Brett Brown. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Hey, the Greek Freak don't make
Who the Greek Freak make better?
nobody.
He make people better.
Who, man?
They're better. See,
Who?
he got Lopez out there looking
Yeah,
really
Lopez
good.
gonna shoot the threes. Who don't care who on the court?
Yeah, Lopez out there. Lopez actually compliments him really well. Actually, that's what they were missing. Lopez
was solid in LA last
Man,
year.
I actually was gonna bring this up in a couple weeks. He might have been one of the biggest signings of the summer.
Lopez going to Milwaukee.
Brooke Lopez going to Milwaukee might be one of the biggest signings of the summer, and that is one of the low-keyest signings probably of the entire year.
So I still want to know who the Greek Freak makes better.
He makes it better. He makes it better.
Who?
He makes Brogdon better. He should make Bledsoe better, but Bledsoe he Bledsoe.
He
Bledsoe.
makes Brogdon better.
Yeah. Brogdon been balling this year. And they use Greek Freak a little bit like kind of like they use AD too. They use him as a screener in the pick and roll. So you got to pay attention to him, because if you don't pay attention to him, you already know what it is. Who you just dunked on the other night? You just dunked on somebody the other night.
He dunked on a lot of people.
Yeah, you just slammed somebody.
That's we gotta
It was Blake
revisit
Griffin.
that.
It was Blake Griffin.
When he ain't
It was
like Blake. God.
It was Blake Griffin.
All right. Okay. So AD, not a top 10 player.
He didn't say that.
I know. No, I'm just saying though. I mean, you say you gotta make people like. You want to say it.
I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it. I just want people to scrutinize him.
He's not.
Winning.
He's not. He's not gonna get scrutinized.
And that's terrible. That's terrible. Anybody else would get scrutinized.
His coach is bad, brother.
He's not gonna get scrutinized.
Everybody else would get scrutinized. When the Lakers were bad, LeBron was getting scrutinized. Oh man,
It's LeBron.
It's
LeBron.
He might regret his decision going there.
When the Lakers was bad, you talking about when they got off to a slow start?
Yeah, very slow start. Slow
What,
start.
what did people really think they were gonna do? Come out the gates 10-0?
I mean, people were getting on the Lakers really quick.
Let's be realistic.
You know what I'm saying? Though, but you think that's,
everybody not realistic. Obviously, because of Anthony Davis not getting slandered right now.
I don't think they hold him to those expectations.
Do you want Anthony Davis in the Lakers uniform?
I mean, what about anybody else though? Anthony Davis is what? Anthony Davis is your what? 5th or 6th best player in the NBA?
I wouldn't have an argument with that.
What's 7 through 10 doing right now? Where they sitting at? Real pretty, right? Real pretty. Probably home court advantage pretty too. Besides LeBron. Even though LeBron did, but that's injury caused though. They were a 4 seed not too long ago. I mean, you
I don't
talk.
think Anthony Davis is
You talking
top
to
6 right now.
Ooh. I see. Now that's hold on. We might have to wrap this.
You're gonna have to start talking about his talent versus actual like. What are you taking into that as far as?
I don't think he's 5th or 6th right now. I'm sorry. Not sorry.
I mean,
because if we taking winning into being a top 10 talent in the league as far as an individual player,
no. Wait.
Let me ask you a question. Does Kyrie make anybody better?
This year he's been struggling too. I will say that. Last year he was though. Last year he was. I thought he made a lot of those guys better last year actually.
the assist numbers been going up this year though since he cut his hair.
Yes. I should.
Since he cut his
not
hair.
this year. They've been going up lately. In the last month or so.
Yeah, he had a couple of 30 and 10,
He had
40,
like a
and
13 assists.
Yeah,
like about a week ago. I mean, he's making them better. I mean, Dave's been struggling just as a unit.
I'm just saying. We got to say this for the next one.
You definitely want to know.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like, if you're a top 10 player in the NBA, which Anthony Davis is, like, he should be winning games. Like
He's at the lower part of the top 10.
Not in mine. I mean, he having around like 5 in mine. I said 5 or 6.
He just not winning, man. And they been hurt, man.
He's not. He's just not winning. Do you hear that? That sounds so sad.
I mean, but I don't think people have those high expectations of him like that, man. People are ready for him to go team up with somebody.
That's not good.
So he's got to play second fiddle just to win games.
That's what's going. And you laughing, but that's what's going to end up happening. He's going to have these. Let's say if he goes like to a Boston, they're playing deep in the playoffs, and he's like going crazy because he's got the talent.
I mean, I'm not gonna diss him.
No, we're not gonna diss him, but we're not gonna like. It is gonna be what like people are gonna forget about him playing in New Orleans.
I won't.
I mean, you, but to the average person that's just like
No, because you know what happens when you become the target. People start hating you, and they start going back to your other logs and saying, "Hey, you weren't doing this when you were by yourself."
It happened to KD.
And when they start hating him, that's when you're gonna hear. That's when you're gonna start hearing that pressure to win. They don't hate him. They don't hate him.
Listen,
He's a likable guy.
Happened to
It
KD,
happened to KD.
It's gonna happen to Boogie too.
He went to the Warriors. He started winning, and the first question they asked, why you couldn't do this in OKC?
And they're gonna do that with Boogie too. If they win this year, they're gonna
That
ask
is the
Boogie.
question
They're
that
gonna why
always
Boogie?
comes up.
Why you can do this in
Sacramento.
Sacramento?
That's a dumb question.
I mean, they're gonna ask
It's
it.
a stupid question.
They're gonna ask it.
Like it's a stupid question. If they ask AD why he couldn't win,
They're
they're
gonna
gonna ask it, but it's him answering it like he ain't gonna prove nothing. Look at my roster. Like you ask Boogie, like why did you do this? And the play was Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant, and Draymond Green. You answer
But
that
I don't
question
think it's
yourself.
even about winning championships. I think it's just about winning.
Just winning. Just
Dude, they were like lottery picks every year.
Who, Boogie?
Yeah,
Right, bro.
yeah, they were lottery picks.
I mean, they had. I mean,
That's just me. I mean, that's just my thought on it.
When Boogie's healthy, he a top 10 player in the league.
He got to be around that 10 mark. What Country Wayne say about Melo? He said, "Can't win a game." He said, "You can't win a game. Can't win a game."
Hey, we gonna come back to that, man.
All right.
I really want to know, and I'm gonna ask some people, like, you know,
We should ask that. We ask that on the page. We can ask that on the page. We'll get people involved.
they top 10? Or
Top 10.
I asked him about Anthony Davis, or they top 10?
Top
Both.
10.
Let's do both.
Yeah, let's do both.
Let's do both.
Let's do both.
Let's do both.
Absolutely.
Let's do both.
And the Jokic one was a good point. I love that one. I love that one. I love that.
hey, I like that.
Man, who said that? Who said that?
We're gonna shout out the man behind the scenes, D Booth.
D Booth.
He sent me that text. You know what I'm saying? Gave me the Amber Alert.
Jokic really don't get the credit he deserves.
We got it. Maybe we start that next week.
You know what? We'll go on that. You know, a little more NBA.
Yeah.
Jokic.
Man, we got a lot to talk about.
So, Superman, I want to dissect what a superstar is. What's the criteria to be a superstar? That's what I want to dissect. What is the criteria to be an NBA superstar?
Okay, so I think it's fair that after
Today, we should revisit that because you made some good points about like AD being a top 10 player but not winning. You said name another top 10 player that's not winning. We couldn't name one. How can we call someone an NBA superstar if they can't win? Isn't that part of being a superstar?
Yeah, I always thought so.
When we say these superstar players, they're winning, right? Like Westbrook averaged a triple-double. They were winning. They made the playoffs, right? Like, superstar players. I want to know the criteria
so I'm going to say this. To that point, Anthony Davis has made the playoffs a couple of times by himself. So...
What is he year, like 8 though?
I mean, I get it, but what I'm saying is, like, so is being a superstar a revolving door, or once you get the label as a superstar, you stay there?
No, it's a revolving door.
It's so the list of superstars in the league.
McGrady was a superstar at one point in his career.
Say what after he became a superstar. Please just say it.
I think to be a superstar, you gotta sustain it. You gotta. If I call you a superstar, it's because I've seen you
When was
sustain.
McGrady not a superstar after he became a superstar?
With the Rockets, I don't say he was a superstar. No, he was really good. I mean, he was still a really good player.
And they were in the playoffs every year. And Yao Ming stayed hurt.
Yeah,
But how many years was he in Orlando though? He was in Orlando for about.
I mean, he lived out the contract.
Yeah. So with those years in Orlando, he's a superstar.
But even in
So that's what I'm saying.
even
He's
in
trying to say he's
Houston,
not a superstar in Houston. That's what he's trying to say.
oh, that he wasn't.
Yeah, that's what you're trying
No,
to say.
I'm not saying he wasn't.
You trying to say he wasn't, right?
No, he was.
That's what I'm trying. Oh, he was.
Yeah.
I'm trying to say he wasn't.
Right. And I'm trying to figure out how he wasn't when he was still carrying the Rockets to the playoffs, and Yao Ming stayed hurt majority
I
of the
mean,
time.
I just don't think he was like a superstar. I mean, he was a star. I mean, I just don't think he was like a superstar.
I'm not mad at that because his Houston numbers weren't like Orlando.
No,
But because because we labeled him a superstar because of those 4 or 5 years in Orlando, he played at a superstar level. So we labeled it, and there was nothing wrong with that. He was a superstar, right? So when you get to Houston, he might have a couple of years where he's not playing as high as a level as he did in Orlando. That don't,
They still made the playoffs.
No, I'm not.
And Yao Ming was
That's not-
went to go play with Yao to make noise to get out the first round, compete for a championship, and Yao stayed hurt.
Well, what I'm saying is his numbers, like as far as being a superstar.
Oh yeah, we definitely got to define this.
You know what I mean?
We definitely got to define.
That's what I'm saying. We got to define what a superstar is. Like, I mean, you don't get that label for the rest of your career now. Like, to me, you label. You label
Hey,
it.
I went to Denver. Did he lose the superstar title?
Iverson was still top 3 in scoring. He still was putting up numbers. Assist numbers was higher than they were in Philly. We can go do that. We can do that.
All the years he was.
He only played that for like 2 years, bro. We can do that. What you want to do? When he went to Detroit, no, he was no longer a superstar.
Y'all know that.
No longer. But do you see how that?
He was on his way out the league.
But he was no longer a superstar though.
T-Mac wasn't on his way out the league. Yeah, I mean, it's a difference. One was still making the playoffs. One couldn't even get off the damn bench.
I mean, but I'm saying though.
Now you ain't no superstar no more. You can't get off the bench. You couldn't even start. AI couldn't even start in Detroit.
That wasn't because of his talent. It's because the front office lied.
You know what?
Rick Hamilton said it. You read that, brother? Google. Your best friend. But yeah, I think superstar, like we gotta define that. Cause I mean you can, for me, if I'm a label superstar, like year in and year out for multiple years, I need to see you have some sort of individual success and some type of team success. Yeah, I ain't saying you gotta win a ring. I ain't saying you gotta be a 1 seed, but I need to see you postseason. I need to see you like consistently. Like,
yeah, we gotta define this individual success, teams, all that. Yeah.
Like I think it's like if I'm gonna call you a superstar,
you said
like,
ridiculous.
I said it's just ridiculous.
What?
It's just ridiculous. Anthony Davis can't win a game. I mean, I'm gonna go back to it. I mean, it's just I'm tired of looking at the Pelican game because I do watch the Pelicans a lot, and I watch because of him, and they consistently lose. Like I just watched the game. They lost to the Nets. They lost to the Nets.
But he put up like 38 and 20.
They lost to the Nets.
Yeah.
They lost to the Nets.
I hear you. I'm just still stuck on this superstar as a revolving door.
Man, when you are a superstar and you are playing a team like the Nets, you know what you do? You said, I've had enough. I've had enough. And they were down 20 in that one game. They were lucky to be in that game. They were down 20 at one point in that game. And you got to just say enough is enough, man. Like, you got to put your foot on some of these people's necks sometimes.
I'm not arguing that.
And I feel like he doesn't do that. I feel like not only do I feel like he doesn't do that, I feel like almost like he can't do it.
So wait. So let me ask this: you can be a top 10 player in the league, arguably in your eyes, a top 5 to 6 player in the league, and not be a superstar.
That's why we got to define it.
I didn't say he's not a superstar.
Come on. I need to ask this.
I didn't say he's not a superstar. All I said is he's the only superstar that is not winning. I'm like, and when are the people going to scrutinize him? If he played for any other team in the NBA, if he played for a big market team, God forbid he played for a team like the Clippers or the Lakers or the Knicks, and was putting up those numbers and wasn't winning. Like, God forbid, like the press would be all over him. He's lucky he plays in the Warriors.
Is the press over Porzingis, or is it still irrelevant?
The Knicks are just bad, and he keep getting hurt.
Okay.
He be hurt for
But
long
you see
time,
how
too.
they did Melo. You see how they did Melo. It didn't take long either because they were like a 3 seed one year, and then that next year they weren't that good. They did they barely make the playoffs or did they make the playoffs? They either barely made the playoffs or they didn't make the playoffs.
One of the years they made that they played when they played LeBron, they played the Heat. They was like
they were
7 seed.
They were 7 seed. They had barely made the playoffs.
Yeah.
And then I think the year either before that or the year after that they were a 3 seed. They lost to the Pacers in the second round.
Man, look.
And after that they didn't make the playoffs. The press was all over him, all over him.
So you want the press to be all over Anthony?
Absolutely, absolutely. And when they lose, they should be the first game on SportsCenter.
Man.
Pelicans lose again.
But you answered your
Superstar
question,
can't
though.
get it done.
You answered your question, though.
Superstar Anthony Davis can't get it done again.
He needs to thank God the Saints is in town and they win. Because that's really what it.
Saints right across the street.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Just
So
next
door.
Just
Next
nice
door.
Just nice little breeze.
Yeah.
So-
Nice little breeze.
A walk away.
Yeah.
I mean, you just
About-
gotta, we
about
don't define
confidence.
our definition, individual definitions of a superstar. We gonna figure it out.
Okay.
But to your T-Mac point, he was hurt a lot in Houston. He was hurt a lot. He was hurt a lot.
T-Mac gave us 18 and never mind. Look, come on.
In 35
You
seconds?
do your thing. Yeah, I'm not gonna let y'all disrespect him.
That ain't disrespectful, bro. It's not disrespectful. His numbers is right here, bro. Yeah, but
The T-Wolves got a better record than the Pelicans right now.
You know what? Come on, man. Come on. All right. So now you about to say Carl Anthony Towns better than Anthony Davis?
No, I'm not.
I'm ready for you to say that.
No, I'm not. I'm not gonna say anybody's better than them, but this is what I'm saying. Why it's bad. The T-Wolves have been in disarray all year long. They just fired their coach.
When the T-Wolves got rid of Jimmy, they went on a nice little run.
They traded their best player. They fired their coach.
coach president.
They've been hurt. I mean, Rose has missed like 4 or 5 games straight. Teague missed
just
like
came
5 or
back.
6 games, and they have a better record than the Pelicans right now. Come on, man.
About what, a game?
A game. I don't care if it was a half a game.
Okay.
It's a game, though. Come on, man. That can't happen.
The word of the
Can't
day
happen.
is superstar.
All right.
What makes a superstar in the NBA?
Man, what are y'all thoughts, man? What are y'all, man? We know.
We need to. Oh man, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be real good.
Real good.
Real good. Man, follow us. Social media. Y'all know what it is, man. Goodfellas Podcast at Instagram on Instagram. It's a 3 instead of an E. Goodfellas 87 on Twitter, and then Goodfellas Podcast on Facebook. Send us a like. Let us know. Man, we need that interaction. We're going to be posting more polls coming in 2019, and we are also going to be posting. We got the video coming, baby. YouTube channel on the way. Stay tuned. That's coming this week.
Make sure y'all look out for that, man.
Look out for that this week.
Give y'all a little visual, man. Give
Give
y'all a little
of
visual.
what's going on. Some of this yak talk. Some of this yak talk.
Yak go talk.
Yeah, so, man, I was Anthony Davis. Yeah, I'm putting that on my personal Facebook, too. On my personal Facebook, like, there's a lot of superstars out here, quote-unquote superstars, that's false flag. They ain't really superstars to me. I'm a superstar, though. We superstars.
We
We
superstars.
superstars.
G3, baby.
We superstars. But yeah, y'all got anything else y'all want to add, man? Anything?
I want to give a shout out to Ashley Wallace. He been tearing my phone up from Japan, talking about the Bears going to the Super Bowl,
Don't do it,
crown
bro.
them.
Don't do it, bro.
You know, all of
Don't
that.
do it, bro.
Hey,
Don't do it,
I've
bro.
been telling them.
Don't do it, bro.
Listen,
Don't do
you get, I tell all Bears fans, take it a game at a time, man. Be patient.
I would take the game at time. Guess what? We ain't got a game this week.
Oh well,
I can't.
Okay.
Time's up.
Yeah, it's up. It's up.
Oh, man.
You know, but that's all I got, man.
I got mad all over again. What you got, Five?
Man, I just want to give a shout out to Mom Dukes, man. My mom checked out the podcast,
Oh,
man. Yeah, man. She checked out a couple episodes over the break.
Nice.
Man, she giving us a listen. She's on the lookout for the new episode. So she texted me and called me all the time. Hey, you know what's the new episode? So I told her we were back this week. So she said she's looking forward. So, nah, man, shout out to Mom Dukes, man.
shout out to all of the new followers that we are gonna gain and the momentum we about to get going coming into 2019. And shout out to everybody for the birthday wishes. I had a ball this weekend. Brunch was off the chain.
Too much fun.
Yeah, Drink House. Shout out Drink House. But yeah, if y'all ain't got nothing else, man, that's it. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Like I said, follow us on social media. And man, let us know some of the feedback. Today's episode, man, I definitely enjoyed it, man. That was good. That was good GOAT talk, good hoops talk, good football talk, and Club Dub is still under renovation. Until next time, love, live life. We are gone.